Hello.
Ratty is back with us.
Guess who's back?
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Again.
Ratty obviously is come
Forgive
back.
the voice is still a bit croaky, but it's better than it was like 3 weeks ago.
So what happened in Rat?
Just went. I was ill and
You
had
were
a sore
accepting cups
throat
of teas
and
off Russians, were you?
yeah.
So is it the cold or the hot sweats?
Both, innit?
No, what's it called?
It's usually
It's
hot
called
and cold
flushes,
sweats.
isn't it?
Yeah, but you have hot and cold sweats, can't you?
Yeah.
You can feel very hot and then feel
I
very
felt,
cold.
felt like a middle-aged woman going through a menopause.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's what the tampons are for.
I'll explain it.
They're for nosebleeds.
Chronic nosebleeds. So anyway, we are back now. This is episode 4. We have Ratty, the wholesome foursome is here.
I'm back.
We are complete.
We are. Like a solid family unit now.
Yeah, the 4 musketeers of the podcasting world. We are back. Anyway, so we've managed to make it into our secret location, despite the Beasts from the East Part 2. What do you reckon, guys? Has it been not as
Anti-climax,
bad?
wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
bit. I mean, you know, you feel like it's climax because there's white everywhere, but bit of a cold snap.
Yeah.
But
It's nice as
It
long
was
as you can
colder
get,
than last time, anyway.
Yeah.
as long as you can get
Unfortunately, I had
round.
my excuses to ringing work up already, but
yeah, that snowflake was on
bastard,
there.
yeah.
As long as you can get round, it's fine, isn't it? It's when no one can get round and everyone goes mental and needs a fucking bread and.
In all fairness,
It's
most
still-
of the roads look quite clear. The pathways are all
Yeah.
quite clear. It's just
I didn't get to
gathering
go
on the
past
path.
anywhere and stick my fingers up on the side of the road. It's a shame.
Can you
But
imagine
people
how
were
you felt
kicking
before?
off still in the supermarkets, weren't they?
Were they today?
Yeah, we went to the supermarket yesterday. It was like one loaf of bread there. My wife's been going nuts about all day me going to the shop and getting some bread. It's like, bloody hell,
Why
man.
did they go for the bread?
Always go
Well,
for
What's
the
the
bread.
fucking point in going for
We
the bread?
discussed this last week, didn't we?
What
know,
happened,
but like,
what
why?
happened to learning how to make bread?
Yeah,
Oh, God, screw
Hey,
that, yeah.
I really want to make soda bread. Just I'll throw that out there.
So have you ever had lava bread?
Laffa bread.
That's a seaweed, isn't
Yeah, that's right. Have you ever had it, Steve?
it? Years ago, because my dad eats it, I had some of it. It's not my thing.
I can
Nah.
imagine it tastes very salty.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, green as fuck.
It just doesn't look right, does
Well,
it?
It's like
it looks like a
chaos,
baby's nappy.
Steve, you know when babies are first born?
Yeah, it's like a
Have you ever seen? You know what I'm going to say about the
It
first
goes,
crap they
yeah,
have?
it goes
It's
to
like
the colours.
tar.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it was horrible. It
yeah.
was Oh, it was literally like.
I quite like Marmite though.
Yeah, not anymore.
Oh, you
not
missed
anymore.
that,
Yeah.
Oh, we
Just
discussed
one
this.
man, might want to
We
Chris.
did talk about Marmite last
I
time.
love Marmite. I love it.
I said I'm a kind of either or kind of guy, which is a bit, maybe there's not many of us out there, but I can love it or leave it.
I love it.
I hate it. It's
Ain't paying
disgusting.
50
Twins who love it. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Fight.
Fight. Get the Marmite out.
Talking about fights. Did you see the boxing last night?
No.
No.
So there was boxing. What's that guy's
Oh,
name now?
Joyce Joe.
Joyce.
Joe Joyce, isn't there?
Something like that. But he's
Was this for a
Dave-
title or what? Pay-per-view?
No, he was the bronze, sort of Olympic bronze medalist, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What's this for that series thing? Is it?
No, this is David Hayes' promotion.
All right.
He's promoting now.
All right, yeah.
So this was on Dave.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
right.
Dave.
And Channel
what?
It come on Channel 5. But he knocked the guy out, right? This guy's 6'9".
Yeah.
He knocked him out in 38 seconds or something.
It wasn't
I put it
much of a
on, went to
fight,
the toilet,
really.
come back, and he was on the bleeding floor.
Doesn't matter how tall you are.
No.
Because he does.
He's still massive though. This other guy.
he
Yeah.
does like a kick, like a MMA stuff as well, doesn't he?
Oh, does he? I didn't know that.
Bama,
Oh, does
which is I think is on like ITV4.
Well, this Joe
no,
Because he's always on there presenting it.
Oh, does he?
Which I
Oh,
found
right, I
weird,
didn't
a
realise
boxer
that.
presenting.
Well, he's got his own.
UFC,
He's got his own
British
fighters
UFC.
now.
Hang on, all right. So the boxer last night was who?
I don't know. I just
no,
Joe
guy-
Joyce,
talking
yeah.
about David Hay.
Oh, David Hay. Ah,
So he's
right.
because David Hayes promoting now because he's come to the end of his career, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Could
still
could
got
his poorly toe,
Bad
his
voice, yeah.
last excuse. One of his baddie toe stopped him from fighting.
Do you reckon, right? Do you know, like, for the amount of money they get in, would you go into the ring for that?
Oh, I'd usually get knocked the fuck out for that.
I'll think
Knock me
punch.
out all day long.
So, okay, so I was gonna say to you, get in the ring with Anthony Joshua. I'll give you 100 grand. You would, yeah?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
20 grand.
I mean,
He's a big dude.
20
you
grand.
have
Come
to
on,
think
James, in
about-
your hand.
You have to think about
Here
the
you go,
aftermath. I mean,
Yeah.
if I end up in a wheelchair for the
If
rest of my
Anthony
days,
Joshua
like,
tried to hit me and he missed, I'll still go down.
Righty then. Come on, James.
just a breeze. would
20
fucking
20
everyone.
grand.
Oh yeah, fuck it.
20 grand. Oh,
What-
Steve,
20
20 grand.
Yeah, well, that's 20 grand.
Oh,
Oh,
No, fuck that. 20 grand, no way.
Why not?
You might not be able to work
What?
for a year, might you?
James, imagine me being punched in the face by Anthony Joshua.
Take it on a check.
That's what I'm worried about.
And you
Imagine
told
20 grand in your back
All
pocket.
right, so the consent is
Well, for me-
I would be out at 20
For
grand.
me, he's going to be pretty hard because he's got to punch down. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to get that full effect.
I reckon he's
pretty
still
How
Yeah,
tall
but
is he?
I'll try and.
Is he 6
try
foot?
and
How
skim
big?
the top of my head.
6'5" is he?
Oh,
Have a
I
look.
think
Anthony Joshua?
I think about 6'7".
6'7".
How much
Yeah,
does
that
he weigh?
sounds. Oh God knows, he's a 16,
Because Tyson
17
Fury's
stone.
about 6'8".
Yeah.
He's a big lad.
Big
Okay,
fella.
so I would be out. I would definitely be out at 20 grand, 10 grand.
Nah, because it just
Wait,
think,
wait,
right?
wait,
If he
wait,
punch you in the face,
Let's
and
go
knocks
round
you
a
out,
minute, James.
Okay,
10
right,
grand,
okay.
Anthony Joshua punch you in the
right.
face.
For 10 grand, I'll drink a spit bucket.
Wait there, I want to see where we go with this. So James, 10
Right,
grand, Anthony
okay,
Joshua punch in
I
your
mean, at
face.
the end of the day, right, you can get fucking punched by Pee Wee Herman and have fucking some serious issues.
I'll do that for
Yeah, but
a
this is
hundred.
Anthony Joshua, the
I
world
know, but
heavyweight
I
champion
would-
of the
I
world.
would-
20, 10 grand.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Right,
could
so
kill
Anthony
you.
Joshua. Right, so I'm looking at his website now, which is quite a snazzy website actually. So he's got. Right.
Let's look at the stats then.
Yeah, but they do it stupidly. It says.
What am I facing, Tom? Tell me what I'm facing.
Right,
I think
10 grand.
16-inch neck,
That's all right.
That's right. Mine-
80.
Mine's about that.
17-inch biceps.
Sounds like a pussy, bro.
Right.
Mine's about
So
15, 16.
Joshua, just so you know, Anthony Joshua, if you're listening, which I don't think you are, but Ratty and James,
James
are
will
calling
take you on
out,
for a 10
right?
grand.
So, hey, he's in Cardiff soon, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
When's he Cardiff?
2 weeks,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm flying out then.
40,
Anywhere,
47-inch
Come pop
chest.
call.
Wow.
47-inch.
I'm
Oh,
about
my man
43,
boobs are
He's a
big,
big man,
44.
isn't he?
So he's 82-inch reach. So that's quite
I'm
big.
about 40-inch reach.
The thing is, right, boys, is you can't really look unless you get some fucking, brain disorder after it. But other than that, I mean,
What will be more
you
embarrassing?
look
Get
like you
knocked
got
out
a
with
pair
a
of
shit
balls
yourself.
on you for standing in the ring with a guy like that, and you get 10 grand in your back pocket. He's not going to go all out anyway if he knows the fucking.
No, he might
If
do
he
though,
knows you're
Jim.
not a pro, he might go, you know what, mate, I'll just tap you on the chin, fall down, you get your 10 grand, happy days.
So wait there, we got it down to 10 grand. 5 grand, James.
All right, let's just cut to the chase. I'll do it for 100 quid.
Steve,
Nah.
20 quid,
No.
50.
Did you watch that? Have you seen that thing on YouTube? It's Kimbo Slice. God rest his soul.
Yeah, rest
he's
in
dead,
peace.
isn't
Yeah, he died,
Dead.
didn't he? It's incredible. But there was this video of him doing a horse punch, so it's punching you in the leg.
Well, the horse.
That's what it's called in America, a horse punch. A horse bite, actually.
Oh,
So he
okay.
punched you in the leg, one punch in the leg, by Kimbo Slice.
No
I think,
way.
was it $200 they were getting paid?
Jesus, that would kill. That would. You,
The
that would
guy,
do-
it took him off his leg, it took him off his
Yeah,
feet.
he's a big guy.
But,
was
but
a big-
do you ever see the David Blaine thing with Kimbo Slice?
Yeah,
Yeah, I did,
Did he
yeah.
punch him in the stomach?
Yeah, I saw that.
When he took it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he took it. He took it like a pro. He did, actually.
Thanks, bro.
He didn't even move.
Some Tai Chi shit going on there.
Did you see though, David Blaine? Remember? Did you see that thing when he got shot? There was this program on.
The bullet thing was
Yeah,
it?
he got shot in the mouth.
Yeah.
And I thought he's going to get shot in the mouth. He had this bulletproof cup in his mouth.
Yeah, but
He
you
didn't-
literally.
If
get
a
shot in
bullet
the
went in
mouth.
his
No, I
mouth,
know,
it
I
goes
know.
back in the head.
It's not magic, though, is it?
No, that's my point. I was like,
What's the
fuck, he's going to get
fucking-
shot in the mouth.
I reckon. No, yeah.
Well, where's the magic
well,
in that?
A bullet
Yeah.
catching is not real.
Oh, I know that. So what's the fucking
No,
point?
that's my
What's
point.
the point then?
It was
Do you
stupid.
reckon, like, guys, he just had like some sort of latch in his mouth? So if someone fires a blank bullet, he presses on the latch, a bit of a bullet falls out, and that's the trick.
No.
Well, that's,
It showed you.
that's how the trick is originally done, by someone planting a
what, they
blank,
fire like a
blank
blank,
tuff underneath their tongue. Someone shoots a blank who's in with the joke. Well, in with the trick, I should say. They fired a blank, and lo and behold,
Really?
they caught the bullet. But some
Yeah, some people
Some
actually
some
tried
people
to
has
do it,
died
didn't they?
because
They tried to catch the
people's
bullet.
gone with them with proper
Some
guns
fucking
and
morons.
said,
I can
try and
catch that
catch,
bullet.
try and catch this.
Yeah.
Well,
Guys-
no, it's the people who believe the magic.
Billy, get that gun. I'm
But it's
catch
but
a bullet
that's
in
the
my
thing
mouth.
though. That's the thing though, and that's what it wasn't magic. He
It's
just had a
people
cup.
shooting the magicians
Yeah.
because they think it's real, so they bring their own gun with them with a
Oh,
real bullet,
right. Oh,
and they go.
God. Was it on this morning when he had that knife thrower? He was there. He had his assistant on this spinning wheel, and he throws the knife, and it literally catches her face.
Oh my
And he
god.
had to okay, let's go to an advert.
That's
Yeah.
That's
Was it
this
on this morning?
this morning.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shit.
Fucking morons.
Guys, talking about this, right? Have you ever
Absolutely
seen the
stupid.
YouTube video? It's absolutely incredible of the first ever guy to try a bulletproof vest.
There's a photo, isn't there?
There's a video.
Oh, there's a video as well, is it?
What a beast! Like he made the bulletproof vest, and to test it, he either tried it out on his son or himself,
Oh, what you trying on your bloody son for?
just to prove the
What?
fact.
It's not worth the fucking.
No, I
It's not worth
wouldn't.
the
No
risk.
way, no way.
What if you sneezed as you shot and he shot your kid in the face?
Just a massive pile of
to be
suns on the
honest, to
floor,
prove
shit
this-
running out of them, yeah.
To prove that something works, you can't try it.
Yeah, but don't try on your fucking kid.
Yeah, try on someone else's
you
kid.
be-
first.
Yeah, the
We
neighbour.
just try like on a
You'd
tree
be
or something
surprised.
first.
In the armed forces and that, every single one of them in the armed forces have tried a bullet to the chest.
Yeah, but
Guaranteed.
But they know
same
the
with the
vest
pepper
works.
spray, same with the tasers. They've all had a go.
I know, but you
they
you
know
know
the
it's
vest
happened.
works.
Yeah, you know
That's
it's
been
happened
done.
before,
Yeah.
don't you?
You
The
won't-
first
don't
one.
be the first though, do you? It's like right. Richard Branson wants to do.
He probably did some test shots before he actually tried.
Oh, yeah,
tried
no,
on himself.
yeah,
He
of
didn't
course.
actually go.
That's what
Oh,
I'm
I
saying.
invented this. I'm gonna stick it on. I'm
That's
gonna
what I'm
shoot
saying.
myself.
But the guy who's not
he
sure
did
of his
test first on a.
I prefer to be the second one.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But if you just made a vest and you're not sure if it works, you wouldn't try it on your kid. Like you would wait for further testing.
Oh yeah,
know
they
what I mean?
probably tested
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
loads of times anyway. But anyway, did you hear about Richard Branson? He wants to do
What's he up to
holidays,
now?
so
the moon.
test flights. Well, I don't know what the actual phrase, but basically you go into space, like space travel.
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess.
he planned it years ago. didn't
Yeah,
he's
but
always
would
been
you be
on
the
it.
first to do that?
I go to space.
Yeah, but would you be the first?
Apparently, though, they've got a waiting list. They've already got a waiting
skipping
list.
across the
I mean-
atmosphere and
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it goes up, the Earth moves,
it's like
and they
skim.
reckon.
It just skims across.
That's
It takes
right.
knocks off hours apparently.
Well, they reckon that's the next level in transportation, which it probably is. They reckon.
Cause they have built the plane in a.
Yeah, they've done
they
test
have,
flights
They
and
have
that, yeah.
test flights, but
Yeah,
not
I'd go. Wouldn't you
I
do
would
it?
do it. I would
do
if
it.
I could afford it, but I suspect
It's going to cost a lot of money. You
Yeah.
got a lot of fucking Arabs up there. You know, they're probably the fuckers who'll be able to afford it.
It'd be
Well-
royalty first.
Royalty.
Royalty,
celebrities,
the
Don't let a
Italy,
fucking back
Saudi
down
Arabian
either.
princes. all
Just
those
apparently
guys.
Justin Bieber's down there on the list.
God.
Yeah, they
Good.
can keep him.
Bieber.
Go back to his reptilian world.
Yeah.
Have I ever told you when I met Justin Bieber?
What's that?
I met Justin Bieber.
All right.
I was
Yeah.
working in
Is that when
TV.
you're rocking our haircut?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's-
Twins?
no, I didn't
Like
have long
looking in the
hair.
mirror.
I didn't have
Prince
long
Valiant.
hair. But yeah, I met Justin Bieber, and he just looked like a little kid. Like he had a hoodie on, and he was with that woman, Selena something.
Gomez.
Oh,
I think.
right.
Gomez. But that was when I went to TV, and I had to go meet him and take him down to whatever
Did he
they'd been
speak
to.
much? I can
He
imagine.
didn't say.
being
He didn't say
quite
two words.
quiet.
Oh, to be fair, he was quite polite. Just said, "Oh, thanks, mate. Cheers." Was walking down, speaking to her, but I obviously didn't know who she was. And then he didn't say two words.
Didn't spit on you.
Ah.
No, he didn't spit on me.
See,
I spat on him, Steve.
Talking
Good.
of
I had
spit,
better-
talking of
okay,
spitting
yeah,
this
Jamie
week.
Carragher is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've got a theory about
Oh
that.
no, because Justin Bieber got caught spitting on his fans,
That's
didn't he,
right.
from the hotel room,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hotel room, and
That
all the fans just
that
loving
brings
it,
us
trying to
straight-
catch it.
Loved it.
Brings us straight into our story, our first story of the week, which is let's have a chat. Jamie Carragher suspended from Sky for the rest of the season for spitting at
I
a
think
14-year-old.
his Scouse accent's so fucking strong. Like he just accidentally.
He's
spat
just trying
out
to
the
say,
window.
can you please stop mobile phone?
Man.
That's dirty though, isn't it?
Right.
Like,
First off, it is a disgusting thing to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. There's no excuses for that.
Second stop, what a shot.
Yeah. It's like a shotgun blast. It's gonna get every fucker.
But you know when you saw it though, it was a lot of spit,
I
wasn't
don't know.
there?
He must have been saving that.
He looks like a phlegmy man though, don't he?
Yes,
Didn't
I
he?
know.
Some
He's
people
a
look a bit
Scouse.
phlegmy.
It was just
It's like,
so
it's like the
bad.
Welsh accent, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it's just.
Clefly.
But
Llanelli.
I mean, I'm not saying
was-
because I'm a big Liverpool fan, right?
Oh, here we go, here we go.
I don't think he should be sacked from his job.
Yes,
No, he
definitely.
won't be
he
sacked,
should-
he's just
I reckon.
suspended.
He 100%
He
should
shouldn't
be
be
sacked.
sacked from his job. I think he should be punished. He should be, and he's already apologised, right?
No.
But let's face it, you got some prick ramming up against you, right? Goading you with his daughter who's blatantly dying of fucking embarrassment in the car. What he's doing is actually illegal.
Yeah,
You shouldn't answer
definitely.
the fucking phone call, let alone film drivers and wind them up.
That's true.
Right? What a dickhead. And clearly, he was satisfied, that dad. As soon as Carragher reacted, that guy, you can tell by the way, because what did he say again? Was it something like, oh, Jamie Carragher just spat on my daughter? You know, he was
Oh
fucking
dear,
over
oh
the
dear.
moon.
And the
Yeah,
problem
but you know what changed his mind, don't you? The death threats which he had of all Jimmy Carragher's fans.
That's what it was?
Yes, because it has been come out that he's
The
getting
guy
death
looks a bit.
threats.
The guy
His
though, have you
daughter's
seen him?
getting bullied and stuff.
But he is, like, the way I see it, I think the dad also knows he was a right dickhead. You
Yeah,
don't go doing that.
No.
It's two wrongs here. Never make a right. Jamie Carragher should be punished, and he is, because he's been
But
suspended.
the guy started off by shouting stuff at him. Jimmy Carragher didn't go up to him.
No,
and
he was
started it,
exactly.
so-
yeah.
But the thing is, though, you could have just not unwound the window and just drove off.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, but he's
Like,
pissed
But then,
off.
how do you know what he's going to say until you wind down that window? He might have said you got a flat tire.
Yeah, but James, if that was you, okay.
He might have said,
no, no, go on.
your fucking headlights out there, Jamie,
Yeah.
lad.
So
You know.
if that was you, then what would you have done, Steve? What would you have done if you were Carragher? 2-1, 2-1.
I mean, you're gonna be pissed
I probably
off,
would
wouldn't
have
you?
turned the steering wheel, smashed the car. They'd
Steve
go
would have been done for
skidding,
manslaughter,
2-0.
murder.
pulling the
James,
brakes, reverse,
2-1.
up on the fucking windscreen.
Well, I mean, you know,
Read the tyre on his face.
So Steve, you're saying he didn't go far enough then?
Yeah.
No,
It was room, wiggle room.
Suppose you got out a shotgun, like, you know.
no, go that far.
Go on then, James. You'll go 2-1.
Well, if it was me,
2-1.
I would have just called him a fucking cunt and carried
Yeah.
on driving.
Chris?
I'd have just ignored him. I
2-1.
definitely would have ignored him. I'm a Man United fan, so I'd be like, get in, you bastards.
Fucking
I
hell.
would have driven off. If it was me, I
Six
would
and
have
stones
do you
will
know-
break
do you
my
know the
bone.
The thing is, all right.
but names never
Again,
hurt
right.
me.
Man United fan, Liverpool fan, right. You know what the rivalry's like, and
You
and
wouldn't
it's
go
always
to
bragging
it.
rights after it, and you know I felt like shit after that. The last year he's a fucking mank up your
Yeah.
ass with his daughter in the fucking passenger
But he
seat.
wasn't, though. He was from Liverpool himself.
Was
The
he?
guy,
He
yeah.
was well.
He sounded a bit
He was
Liverpool.
well.
He's
he
not
wasn't,
North,
Tom.
He
North,
was
North
not
Wales.
He
Okay,
was.
the point is, the guy definitely wasn't a fucking Liverpool fan, was he?
But the thing was, what's surprising? Do you
I
know
think
how
it
much?
was because most North Wales.
It's quite
But
Yeah.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
go Jamie Carragher if you're a Liverpool fan.
Maybe because they lost their angry as well, so they just.
I know.
Well, Jamie Carragher, though, surprisingly, he's on £1 million
Well, you,
quid a
you
year.
don't know what the guy said to him, though, Joe.
Yeah, he's winding him up.
Yeah, what
No
was he actually
Liverpool
saying?
fan would have said, because he would have come out and
Yeah,
said
but-
as
but-
well,
but-
I am a Liverpool
What
fan.
did he say?
What's that?
The
2-1, Jamie, 2-1. 2-1, Jamie.
It wasn't
Well,
enough to
that
spit at
is, Jamie,
someone.
You don't have your love for. You're fucking depressed.
It actually says here.
You'd be throwing him love hearts and hugs and kisses.
It actually says here. So Andy goaded Carragher, saying 2-1, 2-1, and lucky Jamie lad were laughing and filming him,
Yeah.
and then he whammed down the window and spat at him.
Does he say where he's from? Because
sure
he
I'm
did
looking.
sound, he did
He is
sound a bit
North Wales.
scouse. He was
Yeah, I
North
think
Wales.
North
was he?
Wales.
Oh, right, yeah.
Guys, you're looking at the picture.
Oh, from
Probably
Colwyn,
from Real or
Colwyn
something like
Bay
that.
was from.
Colwyn Bay.
Colwyn Bay.
There is a lot of spit.
Yeah.
Like, look at that picture, Steve. That's a mountain on a freaking ungodly
like a
amount
camel,
of
innit?
spit. He is like a
Carragher the
camel.
camel.
But as I said earlier on, Jamie Carragher, £1 million quid a year.
Yeah, they get paid
That's
massive
phenomenal,
money. Sky
isn't it?
Sports- Sports pundits.
But the thing is, he's on £1 million quid a year. You shouldn't be getting wound up by that.
Yeah,
You're a
just think-
pundit.
I know, but
You're a
it's,
pundit.
look, I mean, at the end of the day, he's been a captain of a.
Is that too
of
wrong to make a
Liverpool.
right on anything? Does it?
No, it doesn't. But the context within it, you've just been a pundit for Sky Sports. Your team's just been ridiculed. He's probably getting fucking raped on Twitter,
Oh, yeah.
right? And you got some. The last thing you want in your safe space of your vehicle is some fucking prick up your ass having a go, like, you know what I
I
mean?
know, but again, though, you would think
You must feel so frustrated.
get it all the
Obviously, you
time.
can't swing a punch. So what is the best thing you could do? It's fucking spit.
But-
I take my
So
shoe
it's
off.
excuse
but,
it.
but as a professional in the limelight all the time,
yeah,
They
that's,
should-
he must have got more
they-
sick
they-
as a
No, totally. You
footballer.
should be. Yeah, no,
they-
and that's why
he
he's
should
right to
he should know how to,
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, I totally
you know,
agree. That's
control
why I think.
himself.
But do you think suspending him for the season is enough, or do you think sack him?
I just know. If I did that in
Well,
my
I would have
I
had
don't
him-
think
I
I
would have had him on the next day.
Yeah, well, they. you guys, I mean, okay, let's set aside your mank biased, right? Do you think suspended for the rest of the season?
He
Is
apologised. The other
Why
guy
do you think he
apologised.
should lose his job?
Move on.
I don't think he should lose his
because
job.
right, how can he comment on that, like football now and people people's like conduct in football? He's already made comments about people spitting, and I can't find the quote he made about another footballer spitting, how disgusting it is, how he should be suspended, how he should be finding that. You know, how can he then go on TV and make comments on people's play when
he
he's
can
spitting
say,
at fans?
Well, no,
face?
but absolutely. I mean, he can say, "Look, it is wrong," and he said, "I'm wrong." So, in effect, he's sticking to his guns on that. He's not saying it's right. He's not justifying it. Now, would he say that a player who spits should have their contract terminated from their club? I don't think he is he?
What would you? Okay, so in your job now, if you had a disagreement with someone, you spat in their face, what would happen?
I could possibly be sacked.
I get fired from my job. What would happen to you, Rat?
Guys, okay, so
I'll
I
have
found
a
some...
disciplinary.
Guys, let's add some meat to
I
this
just think
argument,
it's
right?
just so horrible.
So I found some quotes.
I
from
might
Jamie
finish off with a headbutt though.
Yeah, headbutt him first, spit at him, and then headbutt him.
No,
so
he
Steve,
spits at me, I headbutt him.
I've got some quotes, right, guys? So take these how you want.
Yeah.
Some quotes, right, from Jamie Carragher. Right, in this, it was disgusting. It was to do with Cisse, right? There have been a number of people who I've said, and it's the wrong thing, the worst thing that can happen on a pitch. It's vile. But let me assure you now, I would have preferred Lucas O'Neill to have spat at me that day than broken my leg in September. So
Well,
he's
there you
saying
go
it's
then.
vile. He continued, I was spat at once in my career. It came during a UEFA Cup game against Celta Vigo in '98, and the player in question was a Russian midfielder called Alexa blah
That'll
blah
do.
blah. I was shocked more than angry when it happened because I couldn't believe it happened. Cisse admitted to being in the wrong and hit with a 7-game ban. I know it's a disgusting thing to do, but I do think the punishment seems a little excessive. Oh, so he said this.
There we
In all
go.
fa-
The guy's being consistent.
In all fairness, right?
He was right. We're all
In
wrong.
all fairness, right? They're on a pitch, you're in around, you're sweaty anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think spit's good. You can have a shower after anyway.
Grateful.
Unless it goes in the mouth, fair enough.
Oh,
and you swallow.
Situation now, wouldn't it?
The thing is, though,
Other than that, I don't know.
Yeah.
it's assault, though, isn't it? It is.
Like if
It
a bird
is assault.
shit in your head, you're going to hunt that
Look,
bird
I
down
mean,
and fucking
No,
kill it.
You know, at the end of the day, if you
You're just gonna
but
wave
then-
your
but
fist
then-
in the
but
sky,
then,
innit?
look, I know I'm slightly biased because I'm a big
Slightly
Liverpool fan.
biased. James
Right.
is sat here with a Liverpool shirt on
I
everyone.
wish I
They
was.
need to have the flag, James.
Fucking Mo Salah, get in there, son. Anyway, but you know, you have to think about within context as well. I mean, this guy's been goaded by some twat, and he's filming him too.
Yeah. But
He's not thinking straight.
and you
he's
know
a
for a
professional footballer, though. He gets it
I
every
know,
week.
but we're also human first.
And you know for a fact
Some
that isn't,
compassion.
that ain't the first person who's going. You know he's been driving down that dual carriageway, and he stopped at every single
Absolutely,
person.
mate. Absolutely.
How would you feel if it was Fellaini doing it?
Fuck him.
I would have
Just
rammed
sack
him
him
off
just
the
for
road.
What
having
about
fucking
Salah?
chicken egg.
What about
Yeah.
Salah then?
You leave that boy alone.
Yeah,
you
don't
dare
talk
go
about
near my
Salah. Should I tell you that the worst thing about this whole
I'm not
incident,
biased, by the way, boys.
the whole worst thing about this incident is I ended up loving Joey Barton.
Oh, wow.
Did you hear his commentary
No,
on
I
this?
didn't.
Is that the one who did the fake French accent?
Yeah,
Joey Barton.
Joey Barton.
Talking English with a French
To be fair,
accent.
though,
That's-
I listen to him on
no.
Talksport, and I don't like. I think Joey Barton, right? He's had a bad career, and what I like about Joey Barton, he's honest about it.
Yeah.
He
Now-
tries to be some like modern day philosophical fucking
Yes.
poet, doesn't
To
he?
be fair, though,
But he
I've
does
loved
say
his
some
comments.
things that make sense.
He's made some really good things. I
Yeah.
wasn't a Joey Barton fan. I'll be totally honest.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
actually, listening to what he said, and I really changed my opinion.
What
of
did he
him.
got in? Hit us up. You got it there?
I haven't got it with me though, but he was talking about the punishments and things, and saying about when he was quite rightly. I was following it all day. And there was no mention of it on Sky Sports News all day long. And when he was involved in an when he was involved in an incident, it was repeated and repeated and repeated when he
It's
went
true.
to jail and things like that.
Did he work for Sky Sports?
Well, this is it. He didn't work for Sky Sports,
Of course.
did he?
But Jamie Carragher, I mean, you kind of expect that, wouldn't you, though? Because you're dealing
Oh,
with it.
it's
You
a
can't
new-
report-
oh,
yeah, but you're employing
the flags
guy.
down.
You can't report on an ongoing investigation by yourself.
I know, but it was
Oh,
news
this just
though.
in. We're not sure what we're gonna do. We'll report when we fucking have a clue.
Now would be the perfect time to say James's middle name is Carragher. So James Carragher Morrissey.
I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was a good story.
Calm down.
He's suspended for the rest of the season. I think, it is what it is, isn't it? I think that I do like Jamie Carragher.
Yeah, but it's not just Sky, because he does a broad stuff commentary on
Yeah,
other foreign.
I can't
foreign
remember
sides,
where
doesn't
he was commentating
does he?
abroad, and they cancelled his
I think,
contract.
in France and something like that.
No, they do all sorts, don't they? I mean,
Yeah.
I got a subscription, which is debatable whether it's legal or not. I think it is. I'm paying for it. And but you have
paying
more-
someone, didn't you?
I'm paying somebody for it. But anyway, but you watch all the sports channels from all over the globe, and you see like Andy Gray there, or
Well, Andy
another
Gray,
Andy
Andy
there.
Gray.
he's
Andy
getting
Gray.
paid more now.
Yeah, he works at beIN Sport.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
getting paid more now than he
And
was.
then Richard Keys with his
he?
fucking
Oh,
hairy
Richard
hands.
Do you see
Yeah,
Richard
those were
Keys?
some
He
hairy
had
ass
an
Like
affair,
fisting
didn't he?
Yetis, didn't he? Those fucking.
I remember him on TVAM back in the 80s.
Do you remember? He had an affair, didn't he? And he's like shacked up with some like 21-year-old model now or
Get
something.
in there, son.
I tell you.
Get in there, son. Those hairy hands, Chris.
Yeah, I know.
Magic hands, as they call him.
So guys,
The
I heard,
octopus.
I heard a weird story today, right? So my brother tagged me this
Intrigue
on
me.
Facebook. I will. I will. So
Yeah.
there's this guy in Romania, right? He's officially dead, although he's alive. So basically, if I give you just
Break
a
it
little,
down, Tom.
I'll
This
break
sounds
it down.
complicated.
Romanian man. So the headline is. So what are we on now? We're on the Daily Mail. Daily Mail. I know. I'm sorry. So
It's got to be true.
well, this is so ridiculous. It probably is true. It's one of those stories.
Could be an
So-
anti-immigration message in there somewhere.
No, well, let's hope not. Right, so for Daily Mail, I'm officially dead, though I'm alive. Romanian man is declared deceased by judge because he appealed against the clerical error too late. So,
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
Constantine Rilu.
Is anyone questioning the doctors? These
I want a
things?
second opinion.
Yeah.
I feel alright.
So basically, he was declared dead.
He's dead on
by-
a technicality then, isn't
Okay,
he?
so what happened to him? Was he in an
Right.
accident?
So he was declared dead by his wife in 2016. After
Oh,
he
his
moved
wife's
to
a good
Turkey.
source of character there.
Yeah. How could it happen?
Doctor, believe me, he's dead.
Right, okay, so
Remember-
what, she found him unconscious?
No, well, it says, right, blah, blah, I can't say his name. Konstantin Relay, I probably said that wrong, was
Okay.
declared dead by his wife in 2016 after he moved to Turkey and went off the grid for nearly 25 years. Mr. Relay has today lost his case in the northwest city of Vasuli because he took too long to appeal his death certificate. So legally, the guy is very much alive.
So he can
but
get
he's
away with
dead.
anything, then,
No,
if
that's it though. 'Cause
he's
you wouldn't have
dead.
to pay any
How does
taxes
that work?
anymore.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't pay tax. You
Well,
can't
yeah,
pay
I
tax.
would
You're a
fucking
dead man.
mind
His
it.
house would be paid off because he's
I'd be happy
dead.
with it.
Yeah, but
Imagine-
he won't be able to claim any benefits, so.
Well, it doesn't matter. He has no mortgage.
Just walk into a bank. He's technically a ghost. Nobody
Yeah,
can fucking see him.
Can you go to jail?
That's
if you're
awesome.
No,
terminally
you
dead?
can't.
How awesome is that? Then?
Living a
You-
fucking
yeah,
dream.
You could literally. Do you know? I've got this insurance policy on my mortgage, and when I die,
Yeah.
the missus is going to get the house. Wait there.
Whoa, change
Yeah,
it.
wait a
He's
minute.
regretting
Yeah,
this
but-
already.
So technically, if he's still
Thinking
dead
about this.
and he's walking around, so really he's a zombie, so we can shoot him in the head.
Can you go to jail for killing a dead man now?
Well, no, 'cause he's
so
dead.
he's also
So
very powerful, but very vulnerable.
Well, then again, he can't be he can't be convicted of committing a crime because he's dead.
He's dead. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's class, isn't it?
So he could just walk into a shop.
Yeah, but it's also awesome for the other person.
Yeah,
to kill
yeah.
him,
This swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
That's true.
because they're not gonna. I killed a dead man.
Derek and Corey would be ringing him, going, "Oh,
He's
all
dead
right,
anyway.
Sam, ring this guy. I want to prove I can speak to dead people."
I see dead
It
people.
reminds me of the X Files. Did you see the X Files, the old seasons of X Files?
Yeah, the new
when
X-Files
when there was a
shit,
guy and he was invisible. You like X Files, didn't you?
Right. I think I remember this.
And he was he got hit by a car, obviously.
Yeah.
And this woman goes running and she just trips over him. Can you remember that one, Rat?
No.
There's so many of them
I
about.
know. God, that's the 90s.
And that's what they were saying. It was like and then
So okay, so Tom, so his wife found him, obviously just what, laying on the floor, and she just presumed he was dead, or was he hit by a
so
car
what
or something?
happened? So basically, he was
She
declared dead by his
poisoned
wife after he moved back. He moved away to Turkey,
Right.
and he was off the grid for 25 years. So they were like,
Also, they claimed he was dead because they didn't see him.
because they hadn't seen or heard of him. So basically, he
Right.
said Romanian media. He moved to Turkey in '92 for work and lost contact with his wife and family. So hearing no news from her husband, the wife managed to get a death certificate for him in 2016. Mr. Relay, meanwhile, was alive and well in Turkey. I had no idea he'd been declared dead.
Living a
Well,
dream.
obviously, if you don't speak to your family,
Wasn't it like how those two British couples?
Did
They faked their own.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
they
I
faked
hear-
their own
yeah,
death.
yeah, something.
And
like
they only got caught because they're like a photograph, something in some foreign country.
Did they claim they lost their memory or something?
But they all live in. It was the father. That's it. It was the the father who got killed in a canoeing
I
thing.
remember something about
But
that.
the mother still had like a false room for him to stay in, and
too
to
much
her
effort, innit?
kids, her kids for their father was dead.
Oh, sick
But that was
bastards.
all for money, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
I think,
Thing is
I
that-
think he was an ex-copper or something like
grand.
Ah,
that.
sounds
think,
about
was it?
right, an
Yeah,
ex-copper.
yeah.
The thing is, though, when you pretend you're dead, it's something you've got to sort of like see through all the
Yeah,
way to the
it's a
end.
big commitment. It's
Yeah.
like dying, isn't it? You got to stick to it. You're not going to see the fucking.
The thing is, though, you
You're
do
looking
this.
alive and well.
It
Oh,
was
I'm dead.
guys. So we know a guy, right? No BS here.
Who
A
knows
guy,
why? You and Chris.
a guy. Remember that guy we know who told someone that I don't know if it's true, but apparently someone we know told someone he wanted to split up with this girl. He said he died. So he got a friend. Can you remember? He got a friend to tell this girl he had died.
I do remember that, yeah.
Because he didn't want to split up with her, so he got his friend to text this girl.
Oh, fuck off! Really? That's pathetic.
He was a pretty
There's one way
crazy
to
dude.
breaking up with people.
The thing is, though,
It was
again,
he was a pretty crazy dude, and it wouldn't surprise. Knowing it, would that surprise you if that was true?
I wouldn't surprise
But
me.
he
no.
bumped into her in town, didn't he? In Cardiff City Centre, and obviously, I don't think they've been together very long. But basically, he wanted to end it.
That's ridiculous.
That was absolutely and I think I'm gonna try and get in
What a
touch with
pussy,
the guy.
man.
and
He
see
could
if
just
that's
say
true.
like, it's
Saying
it's
that.
done.
Well, it's easy to say you're dead, isn't it?
You don't have to say
don't have to say
nothing.
anything,
It's
yeah.
easy to say it, but then obviously you're gonna fucking spend your whole life then pretending you're dead. But
Imagine-
you've been to her.
On
You're alive.
Yeah, on
Saying
Facebook.
about fake deaths and all that. Going back years ago, we heard when our mate has died through like a terrible accident. We were like, oh no. So his mother, she was like somber and all that. Like, oh, sorry for your loss, blah blah. Then like months passed. We're on a bus. Lo and behold, the dead man walks. And we were like,
And you
the
went
hell
to, and you
we
went
thought-
to be somewhere.
what it was, his mum and dad had split, so she single. She met another guy, and this guy's son had the same name as her son, and it was the guy's son who died.
Which is
That
unusual in Wales.
Yeah.
No,
so
no.
she's looking, so sorry to hear the news about so and like she's going, yeah.
Obviously, she thinks it's
yeah.
the. You're talking,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Oh
can
my
see.
God,
There
what's
was
the
a
chances
It
of
was
that?
it was a boyfriend son who
Yeah.
had the same
Oh,
name
no.
as her
Fucking
son.
hell.
What is the chances
There was
of
a
that?
teacher in Lanheading, and someone
Because
said
we're on a
that
bus, and he
died.
came on, we're like, you're dead.
Yeah, I'm not.
What a thing to say to someone. There was a teacher in Lanheading, and he supposedly passed away, but he didn't. And that was the same. That was the same situation. And Mr. Davis,
Oh, there's so many Mr.
the
Davis.
art guy.
Yeah.
I think every school's got at least 8 Mr.
supposedly
Davises.
passed away, but he didn't because I seen him, and I was like,
His wife was a history teacher.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah. Well, he was
Davis.
a good teacher, to be fair. Nice guy.
Davis.
Oh, that's uncanny.
Unbelievable.
You hear about all these
He
things,
was my
right?
art teacher in school, he was.
Yeah,
Good
I'm my
art
art
teachers.
teacher.
I
He was
was
a
good
nice,
at that.
nice dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, can you remember?
Some put that out there.
Who was it now? Morgan. Was it Morgan Freeman who recently had to come online and say, "I'm not dead"?
Oh,
It
there's a few-
happens
John
all the
Carpenter
time.
as well.
It
John
happens all the
Carpenter.
Yeah,
time.
there's a few.
Well, one
few
of these
people.
big horror magazines did a whole piece about R.I.P. John Carpenter, and
What?
he replied in a tweet saying, "Yeah, I'm actually still alive." But yeah.
Jesus Christ!
It happens a lot.
For the
though,
last
doesn't
couple
it?
of years, I mean, we've been like, you look at the death of Stephen Hawkins now, like, death of Jim. What's his name?
Jim Bowen.
Jim Bowen. Yeah.
Jim Bowen's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died. Yeah.
Same day.
Jim Bowen Bullseye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great smashing
This is what
super.
you could have won. Great smashing super.
How come I didn't hear about
You
that?
won a speedboat even though you live in Yorkshire.
I was watching. Do you know I listened to the
Big
Joe.
puddles in Yorkshire. Sorry, go on.
The-
Right,
There's like-
if you lose, you could have won a great holiday.
Yeah.
If you win, speedboat
I was
or caravan.
listening to the Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and it was talking about really intelligent people, and they had do you know Professor Brian Cox?
Yeah.
He was on there.
Do you know who's in a band called Dream?
Yeah, I do.
Was he?
He's a keyboard player.
Yeah,
He's in a bigger band than that.
No.
Go on, Chris. Right.
No, and anyway, what was really interesting is that he had this program in America, and apparently it didn't do too well, and only like 20 million people watched it, which wasn't massive, mate.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan was saying the same day that he was on, so this intellect, he's talking about the universe and about the world and the solar
Yeah.
system and this and that. So 30 million people watched that. Anyway, the same day, the Kardashians episode was on, and they were they were talking about shoes and how they were kicking off. They didn't have this right shoes. 180 million people watched some
Fucking.
millionaires buying
Do you know
pissing
what?
shoes.
People just don't want to think anymore.
Yeah,
They
no,
just
I
don't
was
want
saying
to
to
think. It's so much hard work.
I just don't get how people can
I don't
watch
understand it.
people being famous for doing
Being famous,
absolutely
yeah.
nothing.
Well, me and my wife were having this debate last night because she was watching the Kardashians, and I always say to her, like, you need to like watch something else. This is trash, you know. It's like millionaires
Yeah.
with first world problems. They're either in restaurants, or they're going on holiday, or
yeah.
they're shopping,
Socialites,
or
yeah.
they're rowing with each other. It's that's not TV.
Right.
How is that
Saturday
TV?
morning, right? My TV guide lied to me, right? It said come dine with me, but it wasn't, right? So we click on it, right? It's myself and my
Love Come Dine
girlfriend.
With Me.
I love that too.
yeah, it's good. But
And it's not. It's fucking made in Chelsea.
Oh, that is the worst.
Right,
don't
plastic
understand
fucks talking about how they fancy one another, right? And that is it. And I said to her, listen to the conversation. They're saying words, but nothing's fucking tangible.
Yeah,
This say it's shit. It's fucking shit.
what is it,
The
James?
best thing about it, right,
I
is the
don't know what
fucking cinematography. It all looks very nice,
It's
right?
come time he's like,
To a point. no, you're right. No, you're right. To a point. I mean,
you're
but
watching someone making tea and you can't eat it because you're on the other side of the telly.
yeah,
that's
but
more
that's fine. But at least there's
Yeah.
something going on. At least you know, they're not pretending at anything else. But these fucks, this guy's like, oh yeah, totally, yeah.
so
all
are
this
they
fucking
actors?
shit.
What is it? So
Yeah,
I've
it's
never seen one.
staged the fuck, right? Because we would know, right? Being in the film world, right? It's cuts in there.
Yeah,
Different
yeah, yeah.
angles.
Yeah.
It's not like a proper documentary.
They're all really well lit. Yeah, they're in bars and
They're
restaurants and stuff,
well-lit.
and you can hear
They get
everything they're
close-ups
saying.
and stuff. Of course, it's Mike the fuck.
I remember
no,
the-
really, it's Lottie
A few
seeing
weeks,
Lawrence.
a few weeks ago, we were at a
Fuck off.
restaurant trying to speak to the barman. I was from me to him away,
Yeah.
from me to you away, Coke and whatever it is. What? Can't hear you. They're like in a really busy
Yeah,
bar.
no, stop there. Where were you? Why wasn't I invited?
I went down to the Three Arches. Really nice.
With who?
Me, Nick, Toby.
Fucking
There,
hell.
no, I did. In my family, it happens all the time, right? So my mum,
Come on, Tom.
no,
What do you want me to
no,
do?
stop me. I'm on a rant now.
Rat
Go
us
on.
about, come
My
on.
mum goes out for a meal, and James, don't ask us.
Tom, I went with my
I always
wife and
ask
my
you, Tom.
son.
Well, exactly. Well, that's besides the point, isn't it?
What do you want me to do?
Besides the point.
Oh, this is like fucking.
You can never go out on your own, Chris.
Do we just witness Made in Cardiff?
He's got
starting this
he's got
evening,
attachment
twins?
issues, haven't he?
on next week's show, Chris
Yeah.
goes to the shop.
Yeah.
Without Tom.
Tom's unhappy. He forgot the tea bag.
Tom's down the bloody
Actually,
doctors on his antidepressants.
Tom did forget our special lad chat mugs, which we
Yeah, he
had.
did.
Yes, I did. Sorry
made
about
by
that, guys.
Tom's future wife Claire. So thanks
Yeah.
Claire for
Yeah.
that.
Hey guys, I was just, I'm changing the subject.
No,
but
let's go
No,
back.
let's go back to the forget of the mugs.
Yeah, no, let's
Right,
go back
right.
to this
Over that
made in
shit,
Chelsea
Tom.
thing because I agree with you. It's a load of it's like really wealthy upper class people
I
talking
think
about
that's what-
like stupid.
Don't you think that's why people watch it? Is because they dream of that life. You don't have to
Yeah, yeah.
work. All you got to worry about is trivial
And
shit.
going out and drinking.
Going out. Like they stage this thing, right? So they're having this like little drinky poos together, and there's like this big log fucking burning fire behind them, and like bookcases, which none of them could probably fucking read.
I think they probably could.
And they're drawing on a fucking chalkboard like Hangman, and they're going, oh, "This is so much fun."
So it was made in Chelsea, was it, Jim?
Yeah, wankers, mate.
But it's the same. I've got to admit, I really am first to admit this. I always watch Geordie Shore.
Get out.
It's trash. Do you watch it?
James.
It's
I've seen it, but
it's
fucking-
trash.
They just fuck one another.
Yeah.
It's
Steve
like the
just says-
unemployed version of
Because this
fucking...
isn't television, Steve's just staring at Chris at the minute.
So Geordie Shore, the
not saying
premise of
anything.
the whole program
Not
seems
happy.
to be.
Aligned to reality programs.
Well, they just get single Geordies, all in this big house. They give them loads of alcohol. They just put them into clubs
Didn't
and
he do
just.
sorry.
Go on.
Didn't he do a Welsh version of Ali's?
So,
or something like that?
it's not worth
It's the
mentioning.
same
that
thing
one.
as orange people fucking shagging.
But,
all
but
night.
literally though, like, that's
Jeez,
all they do. That's all they do is get
James.
drunk, fight, and just shag each other.
James, do your impression of him. You've done an impression before.
What's that?
And you were just saying, must shag. I can't think of it. James
me?
done a really good impression before, right? So he was talking about these people. And he was basically saying their default thing is eat, have sex, go to sleep.
Yeah, eat, fuck, sleep.
And that's it. That's it.
Why, aye, man, I want to fuck you in your bed, like, and have my fucking way with your lass, like, and
But
then
it's
they're on
true.
their fucking, and then the little cut inserts, oh, I'm so not happy, I fucking told him I suck his dick, like, and he didn't fucking take me on it, and it's like, what do you want about? Like, none of this makes fucking sense.
But
I can't
I
remember.
can't believe you watched a program that much to get that far.
What? But that's the thing. You can watch 5 seconds of it,
Yeah.
and that is the whole
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, yeah.
thing.
To
Yeah.
me,
Does it progress
to
or
me,
change?
the title comes up, then I quickly find him a control.
But it is.
It's over.
But yeah, but you know when suddenly get like you're fixated on because you're so like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah,
You
no,
actually
that's
think,
it.
oh, I'm gonna try and work out why
Yeah.
people would like this, and then you're like, I can't, my head hurts.
Well,
Do you know? For me, sorry to interrupt, but do you know? For me, what it is, it's like watching. 24 hours in A&E, where it's horrible. People come with horrible injuries,
Yeah.
and you can't. It's horrible. You don't want to watch
That's
it, but you
real
can't.
life.
No, but you can't take your eyes away
It's
from it.
compelling.
That's
And,
what
and that's what
real life.
That's what I think Geordie Shore is for me. It's so unbelievable. They have these people that are all bonkers, all in the house, getting paid massive amounts of money. You see them; they're all driving around in Land Rovers or really fancy cars, so they're being paid loads of money. And literally, all they do is get money just to go drinking, just make arses of themselves.
Yeah,
But once the show's over and they're long gone, they spent all their money. They're just
They're
back.
all on crack and
all
fucking
on
one
chip.
another.
Oh, they just
Working
look,
in a
it just looks,
chippy.
it just looks
James
unbelievable.
I think it was James or Sam who made a good point. Because these show there's no substance to them, they cut like music videos.
Yeah, yeah,
If you
yeah.
watch them, they look like music videos the way they're cut.
And they're easily consumed.
Yeah,
There's very little thinking needed. You have to
Yeah.
process
What you need
anything.
to do, just leave some cameras in the house and just watch them back
But
to each
that's
other and
all
get
they do.
drunk.
Yeah, but that I mean, you could probably thank fucking Big Brother for this. I mean,
Yeah.
Big Brother
Yeah.
started out like a really good social experiment.
Yeah.
And I watched the first season. I thought it was quite interesting.
But now all
it's
the people are
progressed,
just.
But it's staged. It's fixed. It's fixed.
Well, the thing is, when
It's all of it though.
Yeah,
Tom,
when-
you'll know. X
yeah.
Factor, Britain's Got Talent. It all goes through a filter. Who could be the most entertaining?
Well, what a lot of people don't know, right? When X Factor's on TV, that's actually would be like the third round of auditions.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah.
by the
Like,
time
again,
they get to the
filter it,
stage,
doesn't it?
I know people who've gone for auditions and
Yeah.
they actually audition and there's not even Simon Cowell there.
no,
Yeah,
it'd
yeah,
be people,
exactly.
it'd be like people in front of myself and people like that. So what happens? People like me, a producer.
Tom destroying dreams.
Oh no, I didn't get involved. it was a weird one. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It
but
was
it's
a
fixed, doing it. People think
Yeah, to a
actually,
point,
I can go
yeah,
through
it
Simon
is, yeah.
Cowell and he's going to go, oh, I think you got
Yeah.
it. and
That's
I
it.
get
People
out,
think they're
fuck
just going to
off.
turn up and somehow
Yeah,
fluke it,
Louis
become a
fucking-
millionaire.
Louis, what's his name? Is going to
Louis Walsh.
wank all over him.
Allegedly.
But
Allegedly, yeah. Thanks, Raph. Save my
yeah,
ass
but this is
head.
the thing with these shows. Like I was.
Hear that guy in the podcast? He said I just wanked somebody off.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But these
Not there, Louis. on,
these
sorry.
these shows they're so easy to digest. There's like no substance to them other than
Yeah.
I think I was watching the Kardashians once when I was in New York.
He
It's
loves the
literally-
Kardashians,
It's on
Tom.
every channel, Steve. You can't get away from it.
I
In
do.
America, it's on. No, it's literally on every single channel.
Do you find it attractive, though, Kim Kardashian?
No, I don't.
I was watching.
Is she so plastic and fake to me? Like, I know you
She
can
don't
look
look
for
like a real person.
No,
does she?
it looks like a fucking blow-up doll.
I was saying the other day though, Nick was watching it and it was like Kim Kardashian talking about whatever she was talking about, and she actually looked just like a computer animation.
Yeah, they look fake.
Like, there
man.
was like no, her skin was like
Yeah, it's
weird.
like
She was
yeah,
white.
weird.
Her hair was like white as
Yeah,
snow.
weird, isn't it?
Her face just looked.
But then
so,
that like dumb look, like this, like this, empty, vacant eyes, like there's nothing
No
going
soul
on.
there,
Just-
Jim.
Yeah,
No
soulless.
soul.
Exactly, mate.
Well, yeah,
I
'cause
got washed out porn star, innit?
Yeah.
No soul in those eyes.
Come on so many times, she's fucking all out of flavour.
What were you gonna say, Steve?
Sorry, I can't see.
rip it up.
You've been thrown off by that, haven't you, Steve?
But it's just weird TV. Some of these shows are just very, very odd TV. Like
Yeah.
I was watching this program the other day, and it was reality TV, and it was quite a weird one, but it was weirdly absorbing.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the
It was
interview.
a good type of shit, wasn't there?
good.
Yeah, yeah, and it was the interview.
Good
So
shit.
basically, these people go for jobs. On this weekend was this episode was Aston Martin. I only caught the back end of it, but it was Aston Martin. So these people
car,
have
yeah.
Aston Martin. Yeah, they were recruiting. So basically, it
old
just
Aston.
follows these people who go in and go in for interviews, and it was quite interesting. Like it was a
Yeah.
weirdly absorbing. It was awful, but at some stage, like I've tried, I tried to pitch a couple of things to TV programs in the past, and it's a weird process because like at some point someone will have gone into a boardroom and said, right, I want to make a documentary on an interview. And it makes you wonder, like, how do some of these shows get cast, isn't it? Because the premise of these shows are so simple.
Yeah, but I think that's the point, isn't it? The British
It's cheap
audience.
TV, isn't it, really?
The British audience, there's no bar there, is it? It's quite
Yeah.
low, actually, the bar, the standard of TV.
Yeah. Seems
That's
to
why
be.
if you think, oh, I'm a really good writer of TV shows, I'm a really good director, they probably won't see you because
Yeah,
we
that's
don't
true.
want anything too clever. We don't
Yeah.
want anything. We want it dumbed down.
Well, it's like another TV show I don't really understand. And is that Google Box? People,
Gogglebox.
Yeah.
people watching TV. I just think it's madness.
Oh,
right.
Steve, I like
Yeah.
that. I gotta say, I like that.
I don't get it.
I agree
Yeah,
with you,
because-
Steve.
get
Because
you
it's
what you're saying,
voyeuristic.
I
innit?
Yeah.
Blame
just
Big
don't-
Brother.
You're just watching someone.
Yeah,
Yeah, watching
watching
TV.
I
TV.
agree with you.
We're a program that you watched.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's a
even
good
that
point,
is so
Steve.
staged. Because why don't they just watch football all the time?
I don't
Yeah.
watch.
They
Well,
never
it's-
comment on that, do they?
Yeah, but they probably do. They just cut that crap
But
out.
then
don't
it's
they?
probably not much commentating. It's like, what?
No,
Fucking,
yeah, exactly.
What?
Come on, you
Fucking
bastard!
yeah!
I got 50 quid on you,
They're
bastard!
told to what programs
Yeah,
to
of course
watch.
they are.
aren't
Of course they are.
But of course,
But I think people
like
watch
I
it
said,
to get verification that they think the same thing about that show.
Well, it's just to
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
viewing figures up on those shows, isn't it?
yeah,
Of
it's
course
that
it
as
is.
well. Yeah.
But what Steve said is a good point because you're watching people watching TV,
Yeah, and it's
watching the
weird.
same
Tom,
program.
Tom, I told you about this
watched.
before when you were watching it.
Oh
You're
no,
just
I know.
watching someone watching. You watch me too. Watch.
It's because
TV.
his brother just switches off the way you say it, Chris.
Yeah, what's he say?
Exactly.
Didn't catch
that
that.
again?
But no, it's a TV is a funny because you don't watch much TV, do you, Steve? Or you do? You,
No,
not
not like live TV.
if I do watch a bit of TV, it's usually like Ancient Aliens or
I
Oh,
love
I
Asian
love that.
aliens, Jim.
Forge of Fire,
Something of interest.
I like Fortune Fire as well, Steve. History Channel, you got the History Channel.
hardcore porn.
Well, I don't watch
Uh,
hardcore
not
porn.
live though, is it?
Let me get this fact right now.
Oh, hardcore porn. Oh,
Yeah.
History
Hardcore porn,
Channel.
right.
Oh,
Yes.
I getcha.
Oh,
Jim,
I was
did
going
you
to go
watch
all in and go,
Ancient
yeah, I
Aliens?
watched
the,
it. My
the,
favourite
the
sites
Detroit
are.
porn shop.
Did you
The
watch Ancient Aliens last
PAWN
week?
shop.
Jim, Ancient Aliens last. Ratty, Ancient Aliens last week.
I didn't watch that.
I
last
told
week.
you that. I
I
thought
love
that's quite
that.
interesting.
Do you watch Goldfish,
Doppler
Steve?
Stones.
What's that?
Sometimes I do
Doppler
like
Stones.
like swamp people and all
I
stuff
don't
like
watch
that.
No, I did. There's something.
The,
and
the
thing,
mountain men,
oh, no, I don't watch
ice road
that.
truckers.
Ice road. I've
Is
seen
Mountain
that,
Men the ones where they go and try and chase monster? No, Mountain Monsters. You watch that?
No, the mountain men is just people who live
Oh, in the mountain.
in the mountains. How they
Go and
survive
live in a
throughout the
mountain.
snow. and
Mountain
all
Monsters.
that.
Have you seen that one?
I haven't.
No.
It's basically these like guys with huge beards, old guys, trying to trap Bigfoot, pretty much.
Oh, fucking
Awesome,
hell. What a
awesome.
wasted journey.
Never trapped him.
What a wasted journey.
Never trapped him.
But he catch one of their own.
Yeah.
There's a big bastard over there.
No, that's
Tar
what
on
it
his
is.
face. Go get him,
They just
Jeremy.
running round. They just running around
Yeah,
with
chasing
shotguns.
fuck all of
yeah,
their
just
echoes.
chasing each other. Yeah. It's weird. It's absolutely weird.
He's meaning. You can hear it right now.
It's the moonshine they're drinking.
Ah, that's it.
Whacked off
That's
their
it.
tits, fucking chasing his shadows.
But James, you never really watch any TV, do you?
Nah, not really, mate. I'll like Netflix it up, watch a film.
Nah.
Yeah.
Don't really watch a lot of TV.
I'll just watch like serious stuff like Walking Dead, Gotham,
Yeah, just the-
Supergirl.
Like, you know, but the good thing is I'm not constantly exposed to like the adverts and all the
Yeah.
commercials.
Yeah.
Like I'm not constantly exposed to that, which I think is good for you.
Yeah.
Does
Buy,
anyone watch any of it?
buy this, and you know they got like Darren Brown on their fucking boards. You know they're telling
Yeah.
you know people respond to these sounds, these
yeah.
colours. This
Yeah.
is you know compelling people to buy your product by doing this and doing that. Because we had easily fucking dictated.
Yeah.
to be honest, if I'm watching a program and the advert comes on, always flick over.
Yeah, does anyone
Yeah.
watch adverts anymore?
Well,
though?
yeah.
Everything else.
It's true.
But
Does anyone watch adverts
saying
anymore?
that though, right? As much as I'm saying I'm not exposed to adverts, but then I watch a lot of YouTube and shit like that.
Yeah.
And the adverts on there are fucking ridiculous.
It's getting worse now, isn't it?
I'm like there ready. I'm like a fucking quick fire
Yeah,
cowboy
five.
western ready to fucking
Five,
click that
4,
skip ad
3,
button.
2, 1.
I'm like,
Go, 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 go.
It's
Honestly.
true and it's mad because those 5
Like,
seconds.
come on, click.
You just stood there like you're not taking it in. You're just waiting
Yeah. So
to
why
press the
fucking
button.
bother doing it?
There must be worse.
Why bother doing
It's
it?
just
They
shows the
invest
power
loads
of
of people.
adverts,
They are
doesn't it?
supposed to be getting rid of it in a.
they?
Yeah, you can pay now, can't you? Can pay.
It's
Not
supposed
to
You ever
have it
thought how
on
creepy
They'll
as fuck
abolish
it
it.
is that they actually monitor your buying
Yeah.
and your viewing of
Yeah.
products? Because all my ads are fucking photography.
Yeah.
Cameras and lenses. Because
true.
I watch a lot of stuff on that kind of shit. Even my fucking Facebook.
Lot of
Like,
secret,
I'm
lot of
literally
secret
looking at-
cameras around your house.
No, but that's the thing, though. But I'm literally on fucking, Amazon buying whatever, and then it comes on Facebook. Hey,
It's
buy
like-
this new tripod.
Like
what the
Google
fuck?
the other day, it told me that Judas Priest's album out. I never talk about metal on my phone, yet it goes, oh,
Well,
please got a new album out.
Well, me and my
listening to
wife,
that.
were looking to redo our bathroom, and I was looking at just on bits and pieces like
You need to.
Victoria Plum and all that.
His
Yeah, I know.
bathroom's awful.
It is shit. And anyway, so I was just looking online, like on Victoria Plum and shit like that. And then you get inundated with emails. Buy on now. We've got a 60% discounts on. Hurry this week. And I not even clicked on those websites.
No.
There's a thought that your phone is listening to what you say,
Yeah.
and I reckon it's true because I'm talking
No,
about.
it is true. If I say a certain word, my phone will switch on.
Talking about that, did you see that Amazon? They had to apologise because a lot
Amazon
of
went
Amazon
mental,
devices, apparently started laughing. The Amazon,
How
what are they
creepy
called?
would that be?
Dots, is it? What's
Oh,
dots?
no,
Dots.
Echoes, isn't it?
Echoes,
Echoes, yeah.
So Amazon had to apologise because people were in their rooms and it kept mishearing them and it kept laughing, chuckling.
Crap yourself.
But now they're apparently going to change it to, instead of it laughing, it's going to say, "Ha ha, that was very funny." But that's just as fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Imagine you're in like,
Yeah,
ha ha,
it
that
is
is
weird.
very
You
funny.
they had a problem with that with when Xbox One came out with the voice command and all that. So when they had the advert advertising, you had Jesse from Breaking Bad doing it,
Ah, no
and he was saying like, "Oh, Xbox One on," and people's Xbox One was turning on. And they're like,
You know.
Well, I was talking to Claire the other day because I'm freaking annoyed. Right, I know I'm relatively clean-shaven compared to Stephen and Ratty. Stephen and James.
I am two people.
But I was talking to Claire the other day about getting a razor, the
Yeah.
rechargeable razors. And lo and behold, then, I was saying it, I think it was today, in fact, and I was moaning 'cause my razor's a nightmare. And then on Facebook, the first thing I saw was an advert for razors. Now, and it's been on 3 or 4 times. That can't be coincidence because it's never
You sure you
happened
didn't
before.
check? Click
I
on
didn't
anything?
check anything. No, I
Yeah, it's
haven't.
weird.
I
Watching,
reckon they're listening to
Just
us.
don't shave, innit?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
listen to the Joe Rogan show. Back he's on about the Google thing and all that. How they listen to you. Well, it's true.
I
They
agree.
do.
I think they're monitoring us. I really
Scary.
do.
As technology scary. In fact, I was just to Joe Rogan and they mentioned something and I had a little look up on it. And have you ever heard of the energetically autonomous tactical robot?
No.
Yeah.
Eater, right?
that?
So what that is, it was developed for DARPA, right, for the U.S. military, by Cyclone Power Technologies and Robot Technologies.
Have you seen amazing
And
stuff?
this thing runs on biomass. So, yeah, it freaked people out. In 2003, I think it came out, right? So this thing, basically, right, the guys who created it claim that this thing just, it can roam around the battlefield eating plants and stuff like that, and that's how it kind of fuels itself.
way.
But what people are saying, well, why the fuck have you designed it to have a chainsaw at the front and when on a battlefield be corpses? Are you telling me you've created a robot that eats fucking dead people and uses that as fuel to keep going?
What?
And they had to do a...
This is real.
This is real. They have to do a press release on this and say, no, our killer robot is a vegetarian, right? It doesn't eat meat, right? Do you believe that shit?
Why wouldn't
but-
they
but-
just make
but-
it like solar
But that'll be a
panels?
lie, because
Well, that as well, but
just
'cause it's multi.
like when animals die and how they go into the ground, they
Yeah,
act as
yeah.
fertilizer to grow from the vegetables.
Yeah.
And grow. So basically, no, even the vegetarians are fucking cannibals.
Well, that
Just
doesn't make
wanna know
sense
it.
though, Jim,
Yeah,
because right,
that's
a lot of
crazy.
the fighting at the moment is like in the Middle East, in sort of like desert areas.
Yeah.
What would they eat then?
Well, I mean, like again, this is multi-powered. It's not just that,
Yeah.
right? Because like you said, solar panels too. So it can survive in any terrain. Whether it develops a taste for particular things, I don't know.
That's
But,
McDonald's or something.
That's
That's Chinese food.
So
scary.
Dr. Bob
That's
Finkelstein,
ridiculous.
president of RTI
Yeah, but
and
it-
Cybernetics Expert, he said that the eater would be programmed to recognize specific fuel sources and avoid others. If it's not on the menu, it's not going to eat it.
Yeah, but say a plant has grown through the dead body, and it goes for a plant that's still eating the dead body.
Mate, they planted to eat people. Wipe up the evidence, innit? Get rid of them.
But then again,
It's true,
what if
that's
it was
a good
like in the
point.
Antarctic or something, or in Alaska? There's nothing
again,
to eat.
it's got.
It's unbelievable.
It's multiple. It sounds like they built it so multiple things.
DARPA
It-
makes
it-
crazy stuff. Oh, I've seen
Well,
a
we
few
know what
stuff.
the
So what is
weather-
DARPA then? So I've never heard of this
It's,
before.
it's a
I've not heard
military
Yeah, it's
Well,
like a
uh,
military arm of it.
arm. I think they make curvature bullets.
What?
Like they got this bullet basically you can shoot a moving target
Right.
Or crazy
Wow.
shit.
where a sniper would get his gun, put his bullet in, and what it'll do is the device on the gun will track a moving thing. So as it's moving, they'll just pull the trigger, and the bullet will follow.
That's
That's
unbelievable.
that track.
So if you go on the DARPA website, it's,
You can find it on YouTube. It's
Wow.
all on there.
DARPA stands for Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency.
So DA.
So basically,
PA.
But yeah,
yeah. So basically, they are the guys who take technologies and evolve them and manufacture
the
well, I think
guns
they use-
shoot round corners, all stuff like that.
They're the scary
The robots, where you
They
push
are-
them, they don't fall
fuckers. They
over.
are responsible for Terminator.
Like seen the one with the dog robots that open doors.
Yeah, all
You
that
got-
crazy
So
shit.
is it Defence Acquisition Program Administration, Solomon?
It says no. It says Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency.
DARPA.
Yeah. So yeah. So these guys are basically looks like they've created or are going to create a corpse-eating robot.
That's
Hello.
Wow,
Unbelievable.
that's scary. That's
Hello,
like it
darkness,
is.
my
Like,
old friend.
Hey, we were
It's
talking about The
we're
Walking Dead last
fucked.
week, weren't we?
That's right. Yeah. Well, there we go. Have a
They
field
are The
day.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
that's
Imagine
insane.
that. How crazy is that?
That doesn't seem real, does it?
But
No.
that's the scary thing about it.
They'll clean up the mess, so innit?
But I mean, war
It's true,
now.
no, it's true. It's true. You could murder someone and literally get a
Well,
robot to
imagine
eat
that,
the body,
yeah.
and it,
Well, there's
no one would
actually a
ever know.
design for this thing, and if you look at it, it's got a chainsaw at the front.
Well, so I'm on the website now.
You know, if you look, so this is going to kick ass. You know, this is going to be on the battlefield.
Well, you can always. That's it. It's,
I mean, if they
it
put
can
like
always
Alexa
be
in this-
reprogrammed to
Yeah.
do the opposite.
It could say
Scary,
you like flesh now,
So-
and then boom, you got a flesh-eating
That just
fucking
is.
robot.
That's
Will it target
terrifying.
vegans though?
It is terrifying.
Will it target vegans?
Probably not. There's so much protein out, is there?
No.
But yeah, no, but
Scary, right?
but technologies in war. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, we just witnessed the Salisbury incident. Now
Yeah.
with apparently Russia coming over here and fucking with nerve agents killing people, ex-spies and shit.
We'll be building shelters out our back gardens, guys.
It's scary.
When there was a news about that saying that the substance that was used could have come in on the daughter's suitcase from Moscow.
Wow.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So what's our thoughts, guys? Is it Russia? Steve, we'll go round. Steve, is it Russia?
I don't know. It's hard to speculate. You know, I know Russia is capable of that, and they have done in the past. This, but we're just as dodgy.
Oh,
Yeah, we
definitely.
The thing is
definitely
about-
are.
As they said, sorry, as they said, this is on news as well, because like some Russian expected, because Portham Down is only about 12k away from Salisbury, which if you know Portham Down, which is
Yeah. Where they,
they
do
do
all the,
nerve agents and all the stuff. For.
It's so dodgy, and as you said, Steve, we're just as dodgy as them.
Definitely.
I want to bring in another story in a minute after this because
Yeah.
there's something related to it. But
Okay.
we're just such
Yeah,
we're
I
so
don't
correct.
trust
we're not
our
clean. We're
government.
not
Oh
clean.
no way!
Like I think as you guys showed the video earlier of Boris Johnson being questioned about money he's received.
I was just
How
gonna
much
bring
was
this
it
up.
after?
120,000. Listen to this. Boris Johnson was paid 160 grand to do a tennis match.
What?
A
With
tennis match with who is it with? It's a Russian minister's wife.
Does he strike you as
now
somebody
this
who can
Russian
tennis
minister's
match?
wife had close connections with Putin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
Wow.
so these pricks who are saying to go to war with Russia, well, they're not saying go to war with Russia, right? But they're acting before they know anything. Now, Putin, with his track record, with his use of chemical warfare, it's all pointed to Putin. But then, wouldn't you want to be absolutely clear on that? Absolutely certain, more than what
Yeah.
we are now, before we go fucking jumping into a possible war with
Yeah,
Russia,
definitely.
where nobody wins.
And this is why they're so reluctant because we're just as we're thick as thieves as them, you know.
But look, I mean, the
160
guy is
grand for a
facing.
tennis
He's
match.
in the midst of an election, right?
Well,
He's
by,
gonna
by,
host
by
in-
tonight he's
Yeah.
won.
Right?
Tonight, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, the counting's being done now at this moment.
He's gonna win, isn't
and
he?
also,
It's him or
right,
him.
the fucking World Cup is coming to Russia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yes.
money. I don't care. Nobody foregoes all that money. Even Putin would want that money coming into his country.
It's massive. It's billions, isn't it,
Huge.
coming in?
Why would he jeopardize
It's
that?
true.
Just to kill a spy who's been inactive for 8
Exactly.
years, was released by the Kremlin too. He was released. It was agreed. He didn't escape. The guy, for me, it just doesn't make any sense. Yes, it may sound, not very patriotic to go, I want war, but
it's just always finger pointing in there,
Look what happened with the weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah,
it was just bollocks.
That was
When
fucking
everyone knew
bullshit.
about-
Forge ahead. The only time they want fucking unity in this country is when we got to go fucking war.
We got to pay for
It's
it.
true.
Exactly.
Taxes
Isn't
need
it
to
something
go.
like
That's his
James? Isn't it
tax.
something like out of a James Bond film, though? You know, don't you just think
But
there's
why
something like?
kill the guy?
He doesn't look like a. If you look at him now,
he's not-
he's
They
not-
need to investigate this shit.
But the daughter and the guy are not dead, are they? They're
No,
critically ill.
yeah, sorry, no, you're right. Okay, why attempt to kill the guy? Because the guy's been off the books for it. Okay, yeah, you could argue that he's been up
What,
to
10
no good.
years? And
knows
he's
too
been
much.
years.
That, but like it just seems very strange. Plus, also, right, if we're able to identify the nerve agent, that means we're able to break it down. That means we know what it is to make
Yeah,
that
it's
nerve
true, it's a
agent.
good point.
That means we have the information and the technology to make that nerve agent ourselves.
Well, that's
and
what
not
the
only
Russians
us,
said, yeah.
there's a lot of countries out there who can make that nerve agent.
Well, it's like I was telling you the other day about that apartment down.
Yeah.
Because like in Waddle when they used the mustard gas, didn't they? And so they had to sample this mustard gas instead of finding find an antidote for it for the soldiers. They thought, let's make a better one.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
It is so corrupt and dodgy and stuff. And if you look at the guy, he does look like a. Have you seen the picture of him?
Yeah.
He does look like some sort of like.
He's like at
guy-
a spar shop, and he getting his.
Yeah. He doesn't
He's
look
making
like a
roll on,
threat,
you know?
does he? He doesn't look like a threat to anyone.
Yeah, but
now
it
he
don't.
now he
He's
does.
a freaking
It needs
assassin.
to be investigated because if this is down to a
Yeah.
rogue agent or somebody else, we need to find out what it is. I want to find the right people and deal with them. It's pointless doing this shit now. Have you heard fucking Gavin Williamson? He's the Secretary of State for Defense.
Right. No.
And he's quoted as saying Russia should just go away and shut up.
Okay,
What a
yeah.
feeble fucking piece of shit.
The thing
I'm not being funny.
They haven't even completed the investigation yet.
Who wants
well,
to mess
well,
around with
they have,
Putin
haven't they?
anyway?
It's
Have
gonna. Well, it's
I
gonna.
thought there was more to be said.
Well,
than that
no,
by the
they've
police.
come out already and said it's good. They've already got their conclusion. They've already, they've already. Russia.
But-
they're not going
but
to come out now and
guys-
say Russia were totally innocent.
Yeah,
They-
no,
and
they've
they
dug
got
themselves
a
a
week
hole,
or something to expel 23
diplomats.
diplomats.
Oh, they don't care anyway. It's pretty expensive in London, isn't it?
Guys,
They don't care.
to be fair, guys, Putin's a nutter. He does fight bears.
He doesn't care. He
Does
doesn't
fight
care what.
bears.
Yeah,
bloody
would you mess
Jerusalem
around with
is.
something
And
would
he finds
literally fight a
artifacts
bear
and
naked?
water.
The thing is, if he's guilty, if the Russians are guilty, yeah, they need to have proper sanctions against them. They need to
Absolutely,
do it. But
definitely.
you can't go around saying they're guilty before you've given any evidence.
Yeah.
It's like you go to
It's
court.
not enough. I mean, I'm no expert, right? But then, if you just think about logically, right? Okay, yeah, that nerve agent originates from Russia,
It doesn't mean the Russians
right?
did it, did it?
But we have the technology to replicate that nerve agent.
Yes.
Don't we? Don't we have that
Yeah.
technology?
I'm sure we can
Isn't
figure
that
it
not-
out.
Of fucking course we can. Plus, also, what's stopping a rogue agent going after
Yeah,
this
it's
guy?
true.
Exactly.
Maybe there's a beef. Why would he do it now?
We've
of
all seen
all
James
times?
Bond
Exactly.
assassinate
Yeah.
people left, right, and centre.
Those tight speedos.
Makes no sense to me. I don't know why. Because at the end of the day, he's gonna.
Most people who learn chemistry in school or university, they actually know how to make this stuff.
I don't know. All we seem to do is just get the Bunsen burners and try to burn people with it. You get past that, really.
Right, we've hit the hour mark. So, you ready, Chris?
Well, actually, there's two stories with this one.
Hit us, Chris. This is now
This is going to be.
Chris's Conspiracy Corner.
Welcome to Chris's Conspiracy Corner.
Well, actually, I want to. I want
You
to
have got a
start
jingle. You have got a jingle.
because this feeds into the conspiracy story.
Go ahead.
Happiest countries in the world. This week, did you read that?
No.
Yes,
So
yes,
the
I read
happiest
this,
countries
yeah.
in the world, they revealed them all, and this is interesting. So Finland, the happiest one, I think it's actually been the happiest country in the world for a really, really long time.
Wait, did they do the study?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
The
So, who's this study by?
the happiest countries in the world.
The
I don't
Finnish
know who this is by.
University of Happiness.
I don't know. Happiest country of Greenville. Anyway, what's really interesting though, all the Scandinavian countries, literally, it's Finland, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Switzerland, and the Netherlands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
All the
six.
mutuals.
All in a row.
Or neutrals, sorry.
All in a row. Unfortunately, America Britain comes down in 19th, and America is actually above that. Do you know? More interestingly, Israel is 11th. So you're more happy in Israel than you were in Costa Rica, actually. But
The weather.
it is the weather. But
But look in Finland. Finland's freaking freezing.
But the thing is that the Scandinavian countries actually they sort of come around the same actually when it comes to education and health.
They got very high education.
Their health,
And
their
the minimum wage is very
yeah,
good,
the
isn't it?
minimum wage, the standard of living is a lot higher, and you think, what are they doing over there that's better than us?
Don't they really, in schools, like really appreciate like the whole recess time? Don't they give a lot of kids like
yeah.
lots of
Oh,
alternate
if a kid
learning.
wants bored and he wants to climb a tree, they go on.
Yeah, no, but they do. It's lots of outdoor learning. It's lots of alternative stuff. Like in Britain,
They can speak like 4 different languages
Yeah.
and all stuff like that.
but this is it. I think when it comes to studies, the best countries, as I say, in terms of wealth and economy and happiness.
Even their prisons are good.
You see that
Yeah,
thing where
these
they had a
prisons
prison
freaking
and it was
pimp,
like an
innit
island,
Hilton.
and basically they've just
It's
got like
better
all
than
these
Hilton.
gardens they have to look after, and they just go on like runs and stuff. It looks bloody lovely.
She want to go to prison over there, didn't they?
I know.
Well, all serious
Like a
offenders as
granny
well are
room
just
for
on these
one.
islands, and it's not like they're rehabilitated. They're given training and life
It
skills.
sounds
and
as
stuff.
though they're more in tune with like social issues
Yeah.
and humanity and all
Well,
that kind of stuff.
The Scandinavians were the last to give into Christianity, and it was because the Christianity destroyed them and destroyed their Norse gods and all like that. They did it for trade purposes.
Yeah. On the ball, it seems.
Yeah, they just thought, oh,
Yeah.
let's go with it. Let's,
Yeah.
Let's get some money in you.
Yeah.
Well, over here we're completely different. I saw our orientation is completely different. In the West, it's all about money and wealth is a sign of goodness, isn't it? Over here,
Yeah.
it don't matter what you do. You could be a right bastard, but if you
If you got money, you're
loaded,
successful.
You're
Yeah.
successful, and people see you. You're on some other level.
That's it. It's always poor, middle class, and rich.
But in this country, we put money over goodness, don't we? We put money over
Yeah.
if someone's a good person. Like I know some people who are loads of money who are right bastards.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
everyone thinks,
Horrible
they're
people.
successful, they're successful. But I saw this really interesting thing on Facebook, and it was relevant to this because they were saying the royal wedding is going to cost the British taxpayer 23 million quid.
Fucking hell.
MPs have had another pay rise. There was something else which I forget. Yeah, we're cutting money for children's school meals, and you think that just shows where our country is.
But
isn't
we're all
it?
watching Made in Chelsea, not giving a fuck.
Yeah,
We're all
no one gives
watching
a
the
shit, 'cause one
Kardashians.
day we're all gonna be
As
sat
long
next
as
to
we're all
a pig.
logging onto the
We've almost
Kardashians and buying their
programmed,
shit.
almost programmed by watching that to respect unquestionably wealthy people. And you could, it's almost like that. Rich people are good. Rich people are good.
Let's buy their shit. Let's keep them rich. They'll
let's keep
entertain
buying.
us.
We want to be rich too. We want to be rich.
What was it like? One of the Kardashians, sort of like I don't know anyway, and they got this new perfume out or something, and it sold out like
It's
I
called
don't know.
rank.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, even though there was all these experts saying actually it's not very good, but because they're the Kardashian, it just sold out straight away.
Yeah.
Branding, innit? It's all about branding.
But it's
and
like that,
morons
isn't it?
will buy it. Well, it's usually like young girls who don't know any difference.
People that can't
They
afford
probably
it. Though.
sell sweat and people will buy it.
And that's it though, and as James said, it's
Menstruation.
about maintaining the sort of like system, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maintaining the wealthy because they make us happy because they put on TV
It's, like,
shows.
it's fucking like They Live. Consume, and that's.
I was watching one episode
You've seen that? They Live.
of what? Sorry.
They Live. John Carpenter, the film They Live.
No, what is it?
Boys, fucking
What is
hell. Watch it. I tell you what, Chris.
Yeah, you'll love
What
it.
is it?
If you're
Well,
a conspiracy guy, you'll love it.
I love
All
it.
we're gonna say is Rowdy Roddy Piper's in it,
Oh,
right? It's the longest fight scene ever in a film,
no way.
and it's all about conspiracy.
I
the
watched that.
biggest conspiracy of all time. Right, watch it. They Live.
They live. We'll do.
Honestly.
Talking about good films yesterday, and this is going way off topic. The Running Man was on last night.
Oh, class.
The Running Man with Jesse Ventura.
That's it.
They want to
The
remake that,
body.
don't they?
It's
They'll
awesome.
make it shit. They'll have the Rock in it.
Shit, I've got to say that is one of my favourite films, The Running
Brilliant.
Man.
But it's brutal. 80s done the best.
We said this before, and
sci-fi film.
it's true. Have you seen The Running Man?
Yeah, of
Right?
course. I love
It's
Annie.
absolutely incredible. It's so
Hey,
crap.
Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he cuts the guy's head off with some barbed wire, don't
Yeah.
they?
Boys,
Sub-
we've just
sub-
gone way off topic for Christmas Conspiracy
Sub-Zero.
Corner.
Oh, don't worry, it's
Oh,
fine. It's fine. We'll get
great.
back to it. I haven't forgotten that. But
Shall I leave the jingle for now or later?
What happened to him? He had to
I
split.
absolutely love it. Yeah.
I love
And not just that though. It's so crap. It's good.
Yeah.
It's so rubbish. And I was watching it last night. I put it on for 3 nights in a row because I keep falling asleep.
Yeah.
It's that good.
Who is the next big action figure?
Oh, it's The
Like-
Rock, isn't it?
Yeah,
Tom
but is
Hardy
he-
or
is he
something like
good
that,
enough?
isn't he?
I don't think he is. He plays the same
I want to
massive
see
characters.
him snap a neck. Like, I want to see
yeah.
him have a really funny tagline as he's like just
Yeah,
obliterates somebody with
Yeah.
a fucking machine gun.
He's more family oriented action
nice.
man.
They're very well rounded now, aren't
He's-
they?
He's not your like R-rated action man.
They don't
like-
do them anymore, do they?
Well, the only ones that I like are the expendable films.
But again, in
Yeah,
previous
but
podcasts we
they're
discussed
the
it
old
being-
stars.
They
Just
are.
Sly Stallone.
But it's
is
a
at the
different.
helm of
It
it,
is like an 80s film, isn't it? Just
Yeah,
being made now.
Stallone knows action. It's just fucking like horror film. It's
Yeah.
just no supernatural elements in it.
And Rambo. I love the new
Yeah.
Rambo. I know it's
Rambo.
Stallone
Yeah.
again. The new Rambo's awesome.
I
Absolutely
really love
awesome.
that.
Again, that
Just
was
plenty
Stallone,
of-
wasn't it?
Brutality.
He's making it. Sorry. He's making another one though, isn't he?
Is he?
Another Rambo, and it's like in Afghanistan again, isn't it?
Oh god.
Or the Colombian. Is it Colombian war?
Leave it alone, Sly.
Yeah, leave it alone.
So Finland, eh?
Right.
Where
So
we going?
sorry. Back to my conspiracy. After our chat about the world's best countries in the world, I've got to burst your bubble
Okay.
because Finland's not real.
What are you on about?
Finland's not
what?
real. Wow.
Mind blown. Okay, people. Chris is now going to tell us
Why
the,
Finland isn't real?
the facts. Well, they're not. Are they facts? Anything solid there, Chris?
I don't think you can get many facts on this. I've
Oh, it did, wasn't it?
this week I've really been doing so much. Well, actually, it turns out not much reading on this because there's not a lot of information on it.
So that tells you it's a load of bollocks, isn't it?
Does
It
it
is-
stem? Yeah. Does this stem from anywhere in particular, or is it just?
It seems to have come from Reddit.
All right. Okay.
So it's a really small community actually of people that believe Finland doesn't exist, and I was really every time I was reading something, it kept coming back to this one post,
Okay.
and there was a guy who just comes out with Finland, the place of Finland does not exist, and
Right.
Finland is actually what this guy claims is that Finland is actually eastern Sweden.
Okay.
He says Helsinki, which is the capital, isn't in obviously Finland because Finland's not there. It's actually in Sweden. It's quite interesting theory actually because I didn't know this, and it might interest you. Finland was actually only a country from the 6th of December 1917. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, I knew.
So Finland was part of Russia before. It's quite interesting
Yeah.
actually learning.
Right, like Latvia and all
Yeah,
that.
so Finland, so think of Russia. Russia's here, then it's Sweden, then it's Estonia underneath it. So in between used to be Russia. So they had a revolution, and in the 6th of December 1917, they become independent. So what this guy claims is that the UN have got a conspiracy to keep people believing that Finland is there. Sorry. And the reason they do it is because they reckon there was a conspiracy between Japan and Russia.
Where did
Right.
Japan come
It gets.
into this?
Well, you have to listen. And
Keep going.
yeah, shut the fuck up. Shut up! I'm trying to sell you my bullshit here. Right? So what they reckon is that the restrictions on fishing in Europe is really high. Your countries have got really specific things they can't do. So the Trans-Siberian Railway line was created for a railway line from Russia to the
Yeah.
middle to the Far East. Okay, and what they reckon is that because of the restrictions, Japan weren't allowed to fish in Europe anymore. This is where lots of their
Right.
fishing comes from.
It's a long way to come to fish. Yeah.
I couldn't remember
Long
the
rods, mate,
statistic,
long rods.
and I think it was like over 50% of their fish comes from Europe. I didn't
Japan?
Japan, I
Yeah.
didn't realise that.
I didn't know it.
I thought the Pacific was well.
Yeah.
Well,
done for that.
they like for whatever reason they import a lot of
They
European.
like anything, to be honest.
Love it, love Wales as well, don't they? So and basically where Finland is now, you can't have restrictions where there's land.
Right.
You can't,
Yeah.
they can't restrict you from fishing there when there's there's not a sea there. So what they reckon is it was made up between Russia and Japan, so they could just keep fishing.
Sounds fishy.
Wait there.
to
So
me.
when do they reckon this happened?
Well, in the 40s.
Well, that's a load of bollocks because there was a war between Russia and Finland in the 40s.
there was a war between Russia and Finland. Well,
just fighting themselves.
it was Sweden though.
No, it
So
was
what?
right,
No,
it was
so
Finland.
what
It was called
what they're saying
the Winter
though,
War.
yeah, but what they're saying it wasn't Finland, it was Sweden. It wasn't Finland
Yeah.
fighting,
Yeah.
it was Sweden.
Ah.
And let me just go and actually what I didn't realise.
It's like a tug of war type of thing.
Yeah.
With
So
yourself.
they're saying, and what this
Wanking.
conspiracy theory claims is that people that actually believe they live in Finland, they're not wrong. They just actually living in Sweden. They
Okay.
don't know.
Does Sweden know about this?
Apparently they don't. Though apparently it's a UN it's a really vague one. This is. I do apologise, but I was so intrigued by it.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll surprise you all now because I'm sure none of you know this. Do you know what the biggest company in Finland is?
IKEA.
Nope.
Nokia.
Lego.
Nokia.
Is it?
Nokia's Finnish. Did
it?
you know that?
No.
I didn't know it.
Oh, Ratty.
It's unbelievable because no one knew. No, I didn't know that.
Steve, how did you know that?
Well, Nokia originally comes from.
Oh, Finland, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Think about it, I thought it was like Chinese or something.
But anyway,
What
so
is it?
so
Nokia.
that's the conspiracy, and obviously the reasons why everyone agrees with it is because Japan pays lots of money for fishing and to export things.
I reckon it's a load of bollocks. It's a lot of
Like I said,
messing
it sounds
round just to
fishy
get
to
some
me.
fish.
But it's transported through Russia then, and they get money from that then,
Yeah.
using their railway line.
Yeah, but they'd still get money anyway, wouldn't they? If Finland was there or not, they still get the same money,
And
wouldn't they?
did you know this? Japan is apparently the world's largest importer of Nokia products, despite the fact that no one there owns a Japanese phone, and no one in Japan owns a Nokia phone.
What's the one about then?
Probably the
weird.
technology they probably make to go into the phones, which they probably.
They probably hijack it and make their own
So
shit.
the conspiracy was Finland was created during the Cold War between Russia and the West. It was around the time when preserving the environment after the war was a big thing. So to stop them polluting sort of like Europe, it was all agreed. Everyone shuts the hell up about it, and everyone agrees to it. I'm sorry, this is really fake, so I think it's a load of bollocks, but it's just really intriguing.
Yeah, I call BS on this, Steve. What do you
Yeah.
reckon? Finland.
Okay, guys, if you've been to Finland, let us know.
But
It's
this
a
is
real
it, you know,
country.
and what they say is
Sure, they got a nice
all the
hockey
people,
team.
all the people
I
in
wanna see pictures.
Finland are actually living in Sweden, or west part of Russia, or northern Estonia, because Estonia's a massive.
Sure, they got a flag as well, and they're white with blue.
They,
cross.
yeah,
Visible.
but that's what they're saying.
It's just a fucking pole.
Yeah, no, I reckon
what do you reckon
Yes,
about that?
man.
I didn't realise either though that 99%.
It's interesting that somebody would claim that, though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
It doesn't. I'll be totally honest.
do you think people just go, "Oh, what's the most mental thing I could see? Finland
But
doesn't exist."
this guy, if you go on YouTube, he really believes it. He
Yeah, but there's loads of people who think the world's flat.
well, he interviews people and gives
What
them
are
a
you trying to
good
say? It's not
grilling.
flat?
Yeah. You know what they say is the rest
If I get
of
a
the
bowl
world
and
are
pour
going
water
along
over
with it.
It just drips off. If I get a cup, a sauce, and put water on it, don't go anywhere. If it's flat.
You think the world's flat, do you, Steve?
No.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I do.
Hey, I believed you.
So what do we think about this then?
I reckon
What-
it's bullshit.
Go on then. Why?
Because it's a lot of messing around, right? Like it's one of these things you can't prove, isn't it? It's like,
But that,
I
that
like
was
the way
interesting.
for the use of the fish in terms with the Japan.
And that's what they're saying. Finnish. What a fish got.
I've said
fins.
it's a land base.
So they reckon if you go to Finland, you're actually in Sweden.
In Sweden, yeah. And everyone
But
thinks
also
or
Russia's fighting
Russia.
And
against.
has this guy ever been to Finland?
He says no because it
No,
doesn't
because it's not
exist.
there.
yeah, he's been
So
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 then how
long,
can it
hasn't
be
he?
Sweden then?
Huh?
What, so he's just saying the actual land is not there.
The land isn't there. The land doesn't exist. Interestingly,
Land is not there,
and I've got to make an admission here. I was looking last night at maps from like the early 1900s, and some of them actually hasn't got Finland there.
Bullshit.
No, look on there.
Right.
Some of them did, and
No
actually,
shit.
surprisingly, some of them already had Finland on there in the 1900s. But Finland wasn't actually a country until 1917.
But the land exists. I mean, okay, I get the whole naming of it. Is it, whatever. But is the actual land there?
No, so this theory claims the land isn't. It's just
That's
a
like-
massive sea.
That's like with the Welsh flag and all. I
But-
went
but
there,
what was
we didn't
inter-
have the Welsh flag until 1950.
What was interesting though, because it made you wonder. Do you know when you do go to places, how do you actually know you are going there? Because what? How do you know?
Just got to trust the pilot, mate.
No, but how does the pilot know? The pilot goes there and his radar says, okay, we're now in Finland or whatever. But how does he actually know that it is? And it's really interesting because I was thinking, well, how do we know we're in Wales? How do we know we're not just in England?
I'm just reading Vice now, and it says...
He's right, you know. There is on a map of.
Yeah, there's some maps. There's some maps I've
There's no
actually seen.
Finland
There's no Finland on there.
So hang on. The prophet of the theory is a 22-year-old named Jack.
Yeah.
Who goes by the name Reagans or
Yeah.
Reagans.
It's
on
the
Reddit.
only source I
Jack,
could find.
like any good prophet, learned his doctrine from his parents. They taught him a convoluted explanation that involves Japanese fishing routes,
Yeah.
Nokia phones, and the Trans-Siberian Railway, which in the end proves that Finland doesn't exist. In its place exists nothing but the cold and lonely ocean.
It's on the Vice, is it?
And he says, I was about 8 or 9, and they just casually brought it up one morning when we were watching the news, and Finland was mentioned, Jake told Vice. I can't remember the exact wording at the time, but the gist of it was that Finland didn't exist. It didn't seem that big of a thing to me at the time, but because when you're a kid, your parents' word is gospel. Jake took his teachings to the only place that it could be ever truly be loved, Reddit. A year ago, on a post asking what the weirdest things your parents taught you, Jack laid out the whole idea and blew it up. And it blew up, sorry. This would be the Finland doesn't exist conspiracy sermon on the Mount. This was its fundamental teaching. The thing is that Jack, the false prophet, doesn't believe his own teachings. So the guy who's saying this doesn't actually believe it.
Oh, right.
There's a lot of
He
people
actually
that
believes
do.
that Finland is a real country that actually exists, but his idea has taken on a life of his own, which has, shall we say, irked some Finns. So this guy sounds like he's brainwashed by his mental parents and come up with this idea.
It is weird though. No, because I think it's a load of bollocks. This is a really rubbish one, but I thought it was really interesting.
The thing is, I think
But that's the thing. As a kid, you always trust your parents' word, don't
but
you?
I think as well, because life is so fucking monotonous and shit,
yeah.
if something exciting comes our way, like a really radical theory, we're
Yeah.
all quick to get on it. 'Cause
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What if that is true?
But
You know what I
it
mean?
made
just
me.
to make life more fucking interesting.
Yeah.
It just made me question though, you know. And you say, well, how do we know we are in Wales? How do you know we're country you
Well,
are?
it's like the whole thing about like how, like, okay, this is black, but does your black look like what I see red?
yeah.
You know, how do you know all this? But that's the thing. There lies we don't know.
We have to
And-
trust
and
people.
that's like, oh my god, I'm spazzing out.
That's thing, like you say, you're colourblind.
Yeah.
How do you know?
You? How do you know you're colourblind?
yeah, but,
Well, it's not colourblind. I can't see colour. Just like some colours get a bit confusing.
But
Yeah.
Dark
in
blue.
some sense, how do you know he's not seeing the true colour and I'm colourblind?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't.
No,
do
I
you?
just can't see colours. Like if they're mixed. If you can see it, then I'm blind. You know.
Didn't you buy a blue bag and it was purple?
That's what he tells you.
Yep.
I got a nice pink
Who's
one.
walking blind? Me.
Imagine James was like in a Blood or Crips area. And he
fucking
was living
dead.
there, he's in a red area, goes and buys a blue jacket,
Yeah.
gets freaking shot his ass
Yeah.
To
out.
be honest, his skin colour would be a standout for an
Yeah,
instance.
the fact that I'm white with a ginger beard may.
Yeah.
That might precedent
give
anything,
away.
mightn't it?
Not a bit.
Okay, fair
No
enough.
bloods.
Point made.
You're either Hispanic.
So what do you all think about this conspiracy though?
Yeah,
It's
he-
weird,
It
isn't
sounds
it?
like the guy himself doesn't believe it. So,
But
I mean,
lots
it'd
of
be
people
interesting
do
to know
on
what
Reddit,
how
though.
his parents come up with this shit, you know. But
They just could be absolutely nuts and just like,
Maybe his parents didn't like Russia.
yeah, maybe they just
do you
hate
know-
the Finnish people.
It's just so fascinating. It's just such a weird concept, though, isn't it? You know, and people actually take it on. On Reddit, I was looking at some of the comments, and actually there was a lot of people that believed it.
because I think people want to believe weird shit. Like I love conspiracy.
I love conspiracy. I was
I
trying to
love
make the
if-
best out of this, but I
Like,
really couldn't
I
do it
love
any
David
justice.
Icke, right? I don't think
I
everything he
dunno
says
about
is
him.
true, but I love David Icke's theories because for the at the very least, he pushes ideas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
At the very least, he makes you think. Like, I mean, there's some things he's inspired, like the whole theory of we're living in a matrix. You know what I mean? These theories he was sprouting years and years and years ago. Some
Yeah.
things he's saying is a bit fucking radical,
Yeah.
but nevertheless, he's always thinking, and that's great.
Yeah.
But a lot of science fiction books hold what he says.
Yeah,
Like, well,
yeah.
you look at Scientology. The guy who created Scientology
L. Ron Hubbard,
was
yeah.
a science fiction novelist.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
wrote so many
He
books.
wrote
Oh,
Planet It. No, was he?
He,
the-
Planet Xenu.
No, he wrote the one with John Travolta in the really, really weird
Oh,
sort of,
Planet
Ah.
Earth. Is there something Earth?
Oh,
Battlefield Earth?
yeah.
Battlefield Earth. He wrote Battlefield
Battlefield
Earth.
Earth, yeah.
David Icke.
No, the guy that
Oh.
made
No,
Scientology.
the
L.
Scientology
Ron Hubbard,
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In fact,
Oh, did he?
but he was a bullshit, and he made up stories about being in the war,
Yeah.
being
Oh,
as
did he?
captain of a ship and fighting. He never was. He was full of shit. And he once was quoted saying, "How do you make a lot of money? Create a religion."
Yeah.
And look
Oh,
what's
so-
happened now. And you got
so-
like David Miscavige.
Yeah, he's
who's
just
the
the
head of it all.
same-
What a fucking cunt. he
Yeah.
is.
I don't know much about him,
Yeah.
but that is true though,
Well,
isn't
he
it?
actually found David Miscavige was so basically with Scientology, right? It's all in. It's like a big cult.
Yeah.
Right. So David Miscavige's father got him and his brothers and sisters and all that into this fucking Scientology cult.
Right.
Years and years and years later, David Miscavige got on really well with fucking L. Ron Hubbard and all that kind of shit. And then after L. Ron Hubbard died, David Miscavige got
Made
brought
a
up through the
corporal.
ranks. But he was a fucking savage. He would just have you done over or whatever. And then so
Done
years
over.
and years later, David Miscavige's father's come out now, and he's saying, "Fucking, it is mental in there."
Did you watch
Fucking
Do
the
all
not go in
kicking
there.
off.
Do not
Did
go
you watch
in
the
there.
Louis Theroux
Yeah,
documentary
makes
on
a
it?
Yeah.
Scientology
It's
make
so
a movie.
weird.
No, the scary one was the fucking Panorama one with that.
Oh, when they have
no,
that
Tommy!
round. Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah,
Tommy!
yeah.
They were all
I didn't say that, Tommy!
They were all, like,
that was-
stalking him
but
and that,
yeah,
weren't
but
they?
It's a tactic they use. It's called bull baiting. Scientologists, it's all about the mind. It's like KGB shit, right? They try and fuck with your head. And they
Don't
watch
they
it.
sit you down in a room and
Yeah, yeah.
get your bad stuff out?
Well,
and
yeah,
stuff
no,
like
what
that?
it is, so you go through a process of,
gotta
I
hold
forgot what
these
it's
two
called now.
prongs or
Yeah,
something
you gotta
like
hold
that.
Ew.
Yeah, but right, okay, here it is, right? It's the backstory of Scientology, right? So many years ago, this planet blew up, right? And when this planet blew up, I think it's like Planet Xeno or whatever, these things called thetans come to Earth and they attach themselves to us, right? So we're all covered in these thetans, right? These things which are invisible. And,
Photons.
And the only way to get rid of a thetan is to go through this almost like therapy where you like Ratty said, you hold on to these electronic things. I forgot what it's called now. And you tell this interviewer all your deepest, darkest
Secrets.
right?
So they can use it against you later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which they'll file away, and it's all secret and all that kind of shit.
Like with the John Travolta gay stuff and all
Exactly.
that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Oh, is
those.
it? What?
Yeah, wanking
was
off.
that?
Yeah. Allegedly, John Travolta.
Well, there's a-
and Tom Cruise. As part, yeah.
There's a photograph with John Travolta and kind of playing in kissing mode.
No way.
Oh, tapping away there.
There's the masseuse, one with
That's
the
right.
John Travolta. thing.
Apparently, he's really into straight guys wanking him off.
Really?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Get that allegedly in there. But it's so crazy, Scientology. But if you get some time to go on YouTube, right, there's these guys who actively go out against Scientology, and you watch how they bull bait you,
Yeah.
and they corner you in the street, and they start saying
In
stuff about
airports
you.
and all stuff
yeah.
like that.
There was one woman who actually fled from there, and she was supposed to be being helped by some guy, and he got her this apartment. Turned out that this guy was part of Scientology. He bugged her place, and they watched her every movement.
No way.
And yeah,
Really?
and then they bull bait
Well,
you by using
Chris,
information
you
about.
said you seen that Louis Theroux.
Yeah.
Crazy.
When that guy used to like tell him how to make the movie and all that, then
Yeah.
he comes back, oh, I can't do this no more. I'm getting targeted off these
Yeah,
people.
it's like they have to
They're
pay. You have to
targeting
pay
my
lots and
family
lots of
and-
money to go through different levels as well, don't you?
Yeah, you got to really.
And
It's
like
like
to-
a course, isn't it? What do
Yeah.
they call it again? I forgot.
It's purification or something.
No,
isn't
but
it?
isn't it like a military? Like you go up and
They,
become
they,
like.
they have like a
Yeah,
military
'cause
wing.
Didn't
Yeah.
Tom Cruise have a big, massive medal?
Yeah.
They just give him a big, massive medal
For
for,
what?
something.
Suck a
It's,
dick
it's,
a
it's
phone.
unbelievable. It's unbelievable, isn't it? And I know when I was watching the Louis Theroux thing, and it was like they were like following him in cars. They were filming him,
Yeah.
recording him. It was really, really.
I pulled on the side of the road and they said, "Oh, you can't come here." Why?
It's a private road, yeah.
Yeah.
When it wasn't, it was a. I don't know. Scientology is just for me. I don't know much about it. I really don't. I've only seen the Louis Theroux
It's
thing.
just like any religion, bullshit.
It sounds a bit more extreme than a religion. though.
Auditing.
Allegedly.
Oh,
That's
auditing,
what
that's
it's
it,
called.
yeah.
Auditing. So when you want the thetans to get off you, and you can be pure, and you can transcend up the levels of Scientology. That's what it's called. You're actually being audited by some guy or
That's
girl,
weird, isn't it?
and they've jot on all your private information. It's mental.
It just
crazy.
seems like quite an aggressive sort of like. To me, I don't know if. I
'Cause I think they
don't
do
know
like,
about it. I don't know anything about.
What's that graph thing
opinion
they
of
do
it.
if you
Oh,
lie?
Polygraph test.
I think that's linked up to you as well.
Yeah, so
so
you can tell.
when you're doing this,
But that's it.
so
Going
if you
back.
are telling your dark secret, they know you're telling the truth.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just breaking news now. This might not be surprising. Putin secured a fourth term as Russian leader with 73.9% of the vote.
Wow.
Well, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Now we'll probably hear what he's got to say about this whole thing now then.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and I, you know, anyway, going back to this Finland thing, I couldn't sell this to him today, could I?
Nah.
I couldn't sell that.
It's
no.
awful. I don't believe
To,
it.
to be honest, it was only I brought it up because I thought it was really interesting actually because I heard about it last week and then seeing the happiest countries in the world.
I just think what's more crazy about it, it's not the facts or the attempted facts. I think it's just the fact it's such a mental idea that somebody can actually
There's
believe
someone.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it's fucked
and lots
up.
of people. It wasn't just one person. You know, you throw a few facts at people and they
People
just
are
go. They
gullible
just
as
go.
fuck,
Okay.
yeah,
I think,
That
like
sounds
you
about
said,
right.
Jim, people want to believe stuff, don't they? Like,
People
you know.
absolutely. Well, look at this Scientology thing. People want to believe.
I never stuff. I can mention his name.
But the thing is,
well, you did mention his name earlier.
And that's it. How
You did mention his name earlier. He says some really wacky stuff.
David Icke.
Yeah.
he does. He
I
does.
love David Icke. though.
We'll have to do a good chat on him because he's
I
an
don't really know
interesting
too
guy,
much
David
about
Icke.
See, David Icke, I mean, people love him, people hate him. I just
He
think
does
he's
these, like,
interesting.
12-hour
I think he's
speeches,
interesting.
doesn't he?
Yeah, but one thing,
He tells the truth on certain things, but
I
sometimes
don't know
it
if
just
he
goes
does.
off the scale.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think that guy's out to get anybody. I think that guy, if he's guilty of going down the wrong paths, if anything, other than that, he lives very modestly. And that
No,
guy,
I've heard he's a really
that
nice guy, yeah.
who's sold books like you wouldn't fucking believe, and he sold out stadiums.
Didn't he
People
do
go
one
to
in
see him
Wembley?
Yeah, he sold
sold
it out.
Really?
Yeah. and he lives in a modest place on the Isle of Man.
I can't.
of Wight.
Because- Isle of Wight, sorry. He is a very intelligent and very switched on
Yeah,
guy.
I-
He may have gone too far down the rabbit hole, right?
Yeah,
and he
I
may be
think
barking up
so.
some wrong trees, fair enough, but at least he's pushing things. And you cannot have a 10 hours talk
Yeah, fine.
based on bullshit.
10 hours.
That
Jesus
takes
Christ.
extensive research, which
He-
could lead you down the wrong path.
He strikes me. Do you know sometimes you listen to a story
Yeah.
and you know it's bullshit. Like say you're in the pub
Yeah.
and you and your mates are chatting and someone's giving you loads of bullshit. You're like, oh yes, go on, get in. And they say you're like, yeah, go on. And they get in. They go, oh, and I fucking shag pan ran. So you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. and you go, and
You almost had me, you almost
and
had me.
you go along and you think, actually, that sounds quite
Yeah,
interesting. That's quite. And then he goes, yeah, the Queen's a reptilian alien. And like, oh, David fucking Icke. What do you have to say
Yeah,
that
but
for?
then-
Sit down.
Yeah, but it is.
Do you know what I
fucked up.
mean?
It is fucked up. But then he's saying stuff all the time, which science seems to be catching up on. Like, do you know about like the whole frequency thing? Like apparently,
Yeah, but as I said,
your
all his-
heart can give out frequencies. You know what I mean? It's almost like a radio signal. And he'd been on about this for years, and it turns out that's actually correct.
I don't. I mean, I
most
listen.
of
I
this stuff
listen to
is
him.
written in science fiction books. Oh, if you look through science fiction books, you'll find out most things
And you would find
have
any-
already been said.
Yeah.
So, Steve, you're not a believer in him, do you?
Well, the
I
thing
don't
is,
believe in him, but I think
He's interesting, isn't
I
he?
don't think he truly invents stuff.
Yeah, maybe just.
no,
he's
he
well
no,
versed in
but
stuff,
but
is he?
He's just read on it and said,
Yeah.
"Oh,
There's
No,
no.
it's in another context."
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but that's the thing. There's never once has David Icke said this is my idea.
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
my
No,
what,
that's
what
fair.
I'm trying to say is he has done so much research into what people have said over the years,
Yeah.
and what he says that he does is he tries to connect the dots.
He's a.
Sometimes there's no dots to connect. It's like coincidence.
Yeah.
Maybe he's guilty of that, but I think there's some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
going
No,
on.
I don't disagree. I think he's very intelligent, very well
I think he
read.
is, yeah.
But sometimes, I mean,
Yeah, but like you know what it's like,
He's
mate.
str-
I could spend 4 hours looking at conspiracies, and I think
Yeah.
I've solved all the world mysteries in the whole fucking
and then
planet.
you hear something else, and,
And
you're
then,
like,
and
"Ah."
then somebody says something simple like, "Oh, well, maybe it was the wrong time of day," or something. And
Yeah.
you go, "Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that." You know, so there is that possibility. But
Yeah.
I like the fact that somebody's thinking.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
definitely.
And I
I like
like
to
that.
listen
I
to.
think
I
it's
like
so
to listen
important.
to him, but I find I listen to him, and then he just goes mental.
And then I shat in the punch bowl.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, and he had like his massive nervous breakdown, didn't he, a long time ago? And
He
On
claims,
Terry Wogan's
he claims
show,
it
wasn't
was
it?
like an epiphany, right? So he was having meetings with this spiritualist woman, and she told him that he would become somebody of great importance, and he'd spread a message and all that kind of stuff, right? So quite spiritualistic and all that.
Yeah.
And again, he was just your bog standard BBC presenter at the time. So because he goes on Terry Wogan, he tries to explain this overwhelming, euphoric kind of epiphany, and he comes across like a weirdo in a
Yeah,
shell
yeah.
suit. So and he gets fucking he gets berated by the general public, but that didn't deter him.
No,
Oh, no,
Because
don't
he
care.
said, because I actually watched that interview where
I've seen that
when it was
interview.
Yeah.
and like they all laughing, and he said laughter's good.
That it did feel like
laughing
Terry Wogan
with
was
the
just
day.
playing.
They're
Rogan
laughing
said-
at you.
yeah, that's right.
He's come out and said sorry, hasn't he, about it? He felt really bad.
Well, they did a second interview years and years later.
I've
And
not
it
seen
was,
that one.
I watched. You watched David Icke on. I think it was what's the one with fucking Holly and Phil. What's it called?
This
morning, yeah.
Right, watch him on there, right? And you can see they're trying to kind of fucking belittle him and all that kind of stuff. But at the end, I never seen Holly Willoughby so engrossed in what somebody's saying,
Yeah.
because what he's saying, it could all be trickery, it could all be bullshit, but it is fascinating to say that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He comes out with
But
some
I think
really
he says it
interesting
because
stuff.
he realises it. I've seen a lot of people who claim this and claim that. Oh, I've seen these aliens and I've seen this. And you go, oh, fuck off, mate. You just want to
Yeah.
sell your book. But
Yeah.
he seems to be doing it. He seems to be operating.
I would say like
differently.
people who claim religion is true or fake. You know,
Yeah. Do you think
we
it could,
don't know.
We
Do you
don't
think
know.
it
You're
could
only
be a
going to know when you die.
Do you think it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy though? So this woman said this thing
Shotgun
to him, and he's
approach,
put it
isn't
in his head, and he's like,
Well, it
he's
could
going to
be.
make sure that
Yeah,
this
it could be.
happens.
Yeah.
Just throw out enough shit, don't you? Someone's going to stay.
Yeah, it could be though.
He's an
But who
interesting
would
guy.
carry on from him?
Son. He's
He's
Out
got
of
loads
what?
of kids.
I don't know. I
To be
don't
honest,
know. But that's
last interview I seen, he had his son didn't look impressed at all.
He's an interesting guy, isn't he? And this is the thing about conspiracies is that it's what if, isn't it? I always think that. What if they're right? What if
Oh,
they're
it's
this
true.
and that?
You got
See,
a question.
you got two polarized opposites, right? You got the people who think Kardashian is the best thing ever, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
don't think about anything.
And there's a
other
lot
than
of them.
anything in the superficial plastic stuff. And then you got David Icke, who's trying to think of too fucking much. And
Yeah.
12-hour shows about everything and anything from
Yeah.
quantum physics to fucking ancient aliens.
Yeah.
There's kind of like a balance in
But
it.
in most fairness, I'm trying to struggle in my life, and I'm trying to get that sorted. So rather than listen to anything else,
Listen to David
I
Icke. You put you straight back in the
want to
box.
get myself to a state where I'm fucking confident,
Yeah.
rather than listen to someone else. And then next year I'm back to square one again. Thinking, oh,
The thing is,
It takes a lot, but it does take. I mean, you gotta be.
it's intense, isn't it?
It's very
When
intense.
he talks.
I've listened to some of his 8-hour talks, and I'm
Oh,
like,
God.
what the fuck?
So wait there. So you
The
should just
8
put him
hours,
on. Like how
No, he goes straight 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
doesn't
but
he?
but
don't
where would
dick
this
around.
be?
like
No.
seminars, isn't it? Type thing.
Basically, he goes from he is
You'll have
trying to,
intervals. You
he
get
is
popcorn.
trying to work out.
He needs them, yeah.
He's trying to work out what the fuck is going on with the whole entire planet. All these things that we discuss
Yeah.
times a billion. Like,
Wow.
and but he thinks there's connections from JFK to the pyramids to reptilian fucking gods to fucking Apple. It's all these connections going on, all these symbols and all that, and there's a lot of truth in it. But is
He's
there-
amazing with his facts, though, isn't he? He
is-
just comes
you-
out
if-
with
if
dates,
anything,
times.
the-
It's
well, the reason why I
phenomenal.
got a lot of respect for David Icke is because you've got to admire the amount of hard work he's done.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah.
To
Jesus,
do that amount
8
of
hours.
research into a lot of things.
So how does so there's a seminar for 8 hours? Like bloody hell.
Some of it, that's
He's gonna be
probably
paying the
short.
dollar to rent that room, isn't he?
Well, that's the thing. But he literally, I don't think he charges like through the roof on prices.
Well, no,
like
He
but
that.
sells
saying-
everything out, though, doesn't
He
he?
sells it all out
he
because
does
people
the
listen
talk.
to him. He's fascinating. If
Yeah, I
anything,
can
it's
imagine.
fascinating.
Well, if you got 8 hours, like, and people stay there, it must be interesting when people
Oh,
stay
you-
for
you
8
fucking- you're
hours.
getting your money's
But
worth.
yeah, and you're talking.
But it is though, honestly, right? Try and watch a bit of it.
Yeah, I will,
It's
I will,
interesting
actually,
stuff.
yeah.
But I like people like that because they think outside the box.
Yeah.
And I think you need to jump outside the box sometimes.
I'm going to get a
Definitely,
good conspiracy
definitely.
for you guys next week.
Yeah.
So, guys,
that
next
was a
week, before-
D minus, I think, that one. I couldn't
Before-
sell it. I couldn't sell it. I do apologise.
Before next week, guys.
Oh, that's a point. We're not going to be here next week.
Yeah, this is what we're gonna say. We might have to do another podcast on another night.
Well, I was thinking about this, boys. So basically, next Sunday, myself and Tom are filming a movie, so we won't be available. But we're going to try and either schedule for Friday for all 4 of us. If not, we will get a podcast out to you, and it may be 2 or 3 or whatever. But it probably won't be the full ensemble next Sunday. But we will definitely get a podcast out to you, regardless. So that is us done for this week's podcast. Yeah, we've had fun. So you can get us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Instagram. Just search Lad Chat Podcast. You can get us on Twitter at Lad Chat Podcast, and you can get us by email to get in touch. Please get in touch. ladchatpodcast@yahoo.com.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, give us some
we
feedback.
can take the abuse. We got
You can
broad
take the
shoulders.
abuse, man. I got the.
Or if we
lube.
don't like it, we'll just ignore it.
That's right. So anyway, that's been us, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Bye.